And then there were 3.
Well,
Who's missing?
Merlin was here. Robert was on a while ago doing the epic, but I'm not seeing him online now.
Okay, right. So here we go again. Who we got? Who was in the combat tracker for last week? Beulah, who we've just lost, unfortunately. Merlin, Waif, Aki, and Donahue. So we are just waiting on Merlin. So it looks like we're down to 4 because Pow Pow doesn't show up a lot. Oh, maybe it's time to not worry about the extra fun and games and just wind it all up and call it a day. We shall see.
Yeah, especially since real life seems to be jumping in everybody's face. Not mine. I have no life, but that's okay. I worked a lot of
You have a
years.
life at the dojo. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, Waif does, but I'm talking about real life. But I worked a lot of years to get to the point where I only had to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it.
Now that you're 21,
right.
You can do whatever you want whenever you like.
Yup.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll press on. We've got Donahue here. He's been
Sitting quietly.
And like I said, Merlin should be showing up. We just, Hey, with me and Aki on the front lines, we got a damned army anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. It would be help pretty if we didn't have Queeg, but he's obviously resting.
Yep.
He's back there, making sure nobody messes with Ruby.
I think that's where we're up to, aren't we? I seem to recall that's where
Security
we got to.
guard spotted us. We've finished off one of them, and then the other one we still haven't dealt with.
And Berlin was in the dark. Oh well. I think we'd finished. Let's say it's the next round and see what happens. Waif gets to go first.
Okay, we have one bat still on his feet. So she's going to do what she does best. She's going to walk up there and punch him.
Okay. Of course, you killed the security system, didn't you? Which
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hang on.
Oh. Okay. Well, I think basically I think the obviously the easiest thing to say there is you basically find you as you go moving up there in the poorly lit night. You fail to notice the pool of blood and the body of the other security guard that I think someone shot, and you slip on the blood. And next thing you know, you find yourself lying on the floor with the wind knocked out of you.
His entrails. You tripped over his entrails. Nice one.
Looks like it. And that brings us to Aki.
Well, we already started shooting, didn't we?
You can shoot over me because I'm prone on the floor now.
Yeah, I think we started shooting. I've got a silencer anyway. Right, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Go on then. Go for it.
I'm not gonna completely lay waste to him, but
Don't know. You might do.
I just saw Waif fall over, and I'm like, what?
They're not coming after me next.
How many hits did I get there? 1, 2, 3.
You got 3.
That's 3 then.
Three shaken.
Okay, you shake him. You shake him. You shake him as you shake him.
Yes, so he's shaken, but he's not rattled or rolled. Damn it.
Right. Okay. So obviously the first shaken. After the first shaken, he'll be going down. So I'm going to attempt to soak the second wound upon him.
Shaken
does,
but not
and of course,
stirred, right?
which means he's then unshaken, and therefore I will just apply the third root, leaving him shaken. So 1 Benny negates 3 shakens. I'm happy with that. And then he unshakes. And he's basically, I think he's going to multi-action. Yep, he's going to multi-action. First thing he's going to do is throw something at Aki. Which is going to miss. So it's going to have to deviate. It's going to deviate at 1 o'clock. And it's going to go 2 inches, so that's not going to make much difference, I suspect. Instead of landing at your feet, it still catches you. Can you make a vigor check, please, as a stun grenade goes off, filling the whole area with light and sound?
And I'm
You
gonna
will be stunned.
do that again.
You.
Nope, you are fine. And then he's going to use his baton on the waif.
Son of a bitch.
He only
She
just
rolls out of
misses.
the way. She rolls out of the way.
She does indeed. And on his reroll, he misses, but he doesn't crit fail. Okay, that brings us to worker number 3 can go on hold. That brings us to Donahue, who's basically watching all of this happening through the window, I believe. Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't remember what I've done in that room. We spiked the server.
You basically disabled the security console. However, unfortunately, disabling the security console disabled everything, which you weren't expecting, and no one in their right mind should do. So it was obviously terrible contractors or something. The power system was hooked in as well, so all the lights went out.
I think I was spiking the server so that they were no video evidence of us.
I think you'd done that. Then you saw the
Okay.
alarm system, so you disabled the alarm system, and that shut down pretty much power to the entire building. Hence the light. Well, it turned off all the security alarms and all the lighting. Power's still on, but there's no lighting for some reason. 3 gets you to there. 7 gets you to there. That's fine.
I just want to get to the corner edge where I can see security guard number 3.
Yep.
I'll peek out and take a shot at him.
Be my guest.
Did that work? There we go, I think. No.
Except it should be a 4, so you hit on a 4, because that'll be short range.
There we go.
All the damage. You shake him. This poor guard seems to just get shaken a lot.
Why is his parry kicking in on that attack?
Because someone didn't target them.
Ah,
And when
That's trying
you
to
drag
do
it,
very well.
yeah, exactly. No, I didn't mean it like that. when you targets, yeah,
and when you drag it, it doesn't
the
know if it's ranged or not. Right, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So next round, because this is very short combats now. Oh, the Arasaki security guard gets to go first, and he unshakes, meaning he's going to basically make another. He's thrown his grenade, so he's just going to basically wildly attack Waif, who's still on the floor, hitting, shaking Waif, and then he basically decides that he doesn't want to get shot. Disappears around the corner. Merlin has arrived. Who's on hold? Donahue.
Didn't I just go?
New round. Very short, very fast rounds with not many people in it.
Oh, they just had initiative slower. Okay.
Yeah.
I will motion for Aki to go forward, and I'll keep an eye to the right.
Okay.
I guess a notice check.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah. Okay, yep, I shall use that. If anyone's trying to sneak up, I shall remember that you got a notice of 11. Which is, I'll keep a track of that one. Wave.
Did I come unshaken? No.
You
Yes, I
did indeed.
Then I'll get to my feet, which takes up how much of my move?
2 inches.
How much?
2 inches.
Around, and he's right there.
He is. He was hoping to dump, surprise someone who came rushing around the corner. Expect you to realise he was there. Or rather, he didn't realise you'd react so fast in story tabs.
Oh no, I'm gonna Benny that one time. I've had
Okay, I
enough
was going to say,
times.
he parries your blows with his baton as you pummel him with renewed vigour as you spend your extra penny. And yeah, you finally find a way past his defences and get a punch in.
Hello, Brilly. How are you?
But his security armor absorbs most of the blow.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Punch him strongly and firmly, but he seems to just absorb the attack.
Turning into a long-haired
brings us
hippie, look.
to Aki.
Yeah, man.
And Merlin, who's on hold by the way.
Merlin needs a map too.
It's all want with you players, isn't it? For those who weren't here at the time, just to let you know, we're down to possibly just the 4 of you for the foreseeable future. 5 if
Excellent.
Week makes it back. I'm afraid real life has meant Beulah's had to go and take a job in another city. In character terms. In real life, obviously, commitments and other things means he can't play anymore.
I'm going to club
Anyway.
this guy on the head now. He's on the...
Go for it. In game terms, I think Beulah's obviously got a well, I retcon that he was never on the raid. In fact, he was off doing some other job, and he's basically he's been either arrested or joined another crew. Probably the latter. With your blessings, of course. And that's a hit
Fantasy game, what called?
from Aki.
He wanted to get out of here before Arasaki
Fantasy
finally
game
caught up with us.
Sai. What's that?
Indeed, yes, possibly. Or maybe he's following up another lead. That would make sense, wouldn't it? That
Oh,
way
for
I
what?
can provide information
which?
if you need it in the future from someone else.
What, for this?
Was that you? It's Shop Club. I hadn't noticed. Sorry.
No. He's doing work for me to cause it to put the blame on somebody else.
FantasyGrounds.
Even better. I like it. Arasaki security guard. I need to sit on the sword. The Arasaki security guard is stunned.
Yeah, that's it. FantasyGrounds.com. It's
Down
software.
he goes, and he is prone. I'm going to say at this point, I'm going to take Merlin off hold so he can act.
Yeah. Merlin
You want to
is gonna go
play?
ahead
You can
and
join on
run
my games, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just the hours are a bit shit
and
because we do it in the evenings,
I
like,
think I'm going to put
from
some
9:30
mage
till
armor on
midnight,
myself and Donahue.
Mondays and
Okey-dokey.
Fridays, and maybe not Wednesdays. I'm doing something else Wednesdays. If you want food, you know how to
Very
make
dark.
it
You don't
yourself.
know what
Beans and
happened to
toast
the
sounds like a
lights,
good
but it
idea.
looked very
Excellent
dark,
idea,
so
we
Strex.
turn them off, I know that.
A good move. Beans and toast would be good.
Nice. Not bad.
Who's
Well,
that?
okay,
Is he stunned? That vulnerable, that guard?
the guard is prone and stunned at the moment. Yes. Okay, with mage armor effect applied to Merlin and Donahue, we shall see what happens next.
Well, you can,
it's Aki, and he gets a Joker.
you can
The
play on
guard is
my.
conscious, but on the ground stunned.
Just stomp him in the face, Aki.
I suppose I could just shoot him in the head with this rifle from short range, couldn't I?
You could.
Oh, actually, look, I've got a hand razor. I'll just slice him with my hand razor. There you go.
You're going to just slice him with your hand razor, but he's unconscious and stunned, so he's technically exposed. So it is just a coup de grace, isn't it? As
Yeah, I just stuck a thing through the middle of his windpipe. Yeah, he's finished. Yeah, Vibrity, you can play on my games for free. You haven't even got to buy the software. You can get the demo version, FantasyGrounds Unity demo, and that lets you make a sample campaign and have a check it out. But if you want to play, let me know.
Clear the cards. Put these guys back on hold. Because unless you do something to them, unless you target them, they're not necessarily going to get involved. Put the security guard down at the entrance on hold. He's trying to get through. But in the meantime now, everything goes quiet.
No, we're trying to get to what, the main servers, or
that was the plan.
Which is up head up this corridor, isn't it?
It's some special section in the very north of the area.
Just going to be cruel. I'm just going to be cruel. Keep you on your paces, because that way I can manually decrease certain people's powers.
Yeah, and you know my characters; they tend to just.
So Merlin and Donahue get.
Well, we're in a tense situation. It's not like we're just exploring an empty building, is it? So so putting this on like this makes sense anyway. Because as far as we know, there could be a bunch of robots coming around the corner.
Well, indeed, yeah.
It's Doswell. It's not whether, out of character, we probably know they're coming. Is this a door ahead of us?
That is a door ahead of you. That is a door ahead of you. Just letting Merlin and Donahue catch you up.
Reload my rifle.
Get there, which takes Donahue and Merlin down to. So basically, as you all get to, I'm going to be nice to say, so you all get to about that position there, as it were. So you're all in the same area. You're down to 2 rounds of power of deflection remaining, as it were. And as I say, there is a closed locked door in front of you.
I'm going to try and hack it then, or electronics it.
Electronics or thievery, whichever you wish to use. Because I'm nice. It's meant to be the worst, but I'll just choose whichever one you want.
Yeah, I don't have thievery, so I mean I don't mind doing unskilled, but you could be nice if you want.
Go on, electronics.
Electronics, so I can assist.
That's probably a good move at this point. That'll be a 4.
That'll be a Benny.
Successful. Okay. You open the door, revealing, basically another room, but it doesn't appear to be much going on in here. Most of the lights seem to be out still. You could hear someone sort of frantically breathing, as it were. Almost like whimpering type thing from somewhere, the other side of the bulkhead wall you're currently on, as it were, somewhere now. Other than that, well, you've still got other than that, all you can hear is the quiet, constant sound of the ventilation system still circulating air.
So we can hear someone breathing. Right.
You can hear someone panicking.
Calm down, lad. We're not going to chop your legs off.
Interesting.
I'm just going to tell him to get on the floor.
Okay.
Face down.
That's worker number 2. He should not be hostile. He should be neutral. They should all be neutral unless you do, unless you provoke them in such a way. Okay, he whimpers a few more times and just lies down on the floor. He appears to be on some sort of he appears to be in front of some sort of workbench with power tools and other equipment on it.
I will swipe him with a trank patch.
Okie doke. You are hitting something there because it would let you through. Okay, you slap him with a trank patch and he'll basically, all intents and purposes, fall unconscious and therefore not actually he will almost pretend he's no longer upon the map.
And then I'll push him up under the bench so nobody steps on him by accident.
Okie doke. Up ahead of you, you see another set of impressive-looking doors. These ones appear to have diagonal stripe markings on them to sort of that whole health and safety thing, implying that you need to step back from them when they're opening and closing, as it were. To the due north.
Presuming they're locked.
Well, you walk up to it and find out, I suppose. Press there's a button to press.
Oh no, they're open.
Okay, as you open the door, inside you find a worker frantically sort of typing on the computer keyboard there next to a rather impressive looking mainframe system.
Step away or die.
No, I'm just gonna knock him out.
Do you wish to maintain your protection power, Merlin? They are about to expire.
I'll let him slide for now.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and knock him unconscious?
Yep. He won't even really be able to resist, seeing as they don't even have a fighting skill yet. Just knock him unconscious. Fortunately, that's a solid wall there, Mr. Donahue, and I won't let me accept that move through you because it'll literally just. I tell a lie. What is that then? I thought it was a wall. It's meant to be a wall. I forgot to draw the lines around it. Aren't you lucky?
I will rush over to that console.
Doesn't that work?
Oh, there we go. Now it's a wall.
Pretty weird.
You rush over to the console. Yep. Okay, so basically, so you rush over to that console and this is the secure server room, the one you were trying to get to. It would appear the frantic typing was the guy locking up the system and activating the black ice defenses.
Did he complete it, or was he in the process still?
No, it looks like that's what he'd completed doing, and then managing to log out of his account when Waif knocked him out.
Okay. I will get into it and start hacking. Can I tell what kind of black ice it was?
You don't know. All you can see is basically looking up at the system logs. He's activated the maximum security settings, which basically says, so there's a script message on the screen saying warning, black ice activated. Do not access system unless you are certain you are authorized to do so, because obviously you have to physically jack in to access the system, as it were. Yeah.
Does this guy have a deck, or is he just
he, logically speaking, he probably did have his own authorized deck, as it were, but obviously I guess a good question how that would work, really. I think you use Dex to break into systems you're not meant to. He probably, knowing the access codes and passwords, he probably direct accesses, doesn't he? Whereas a deck, you can direct access, but a deck gives you extra protection, doesn't it? Your deck takes the damage rather than you do at first, I believe, is how it works.
I wasn't
fact,
really concerned about that. I was more of concerned, can I take him in as a meat shield?
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, that's evil. Yes, of course.
Bada bing.
Although, actually, you probably have to be conscious to log into a system, don't you? And then he probably wouldn't want to log in if he was conscious, because obviously then he'd be assisting you in hacking. And imagine Arasaki has very dangerous systems. So I'm thinking, in hindsight, you probably could force someone to jack it against their will, yes, but it's probably a tricky one to do. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just curious if I could
Besides-
use him. Could use him.
Yeah,
as
it's an interesting one. I've never thought about it before. Logically speaking, I think the easiest thing to say is probably not, because otherwise it gets into a whole interesting levels of nastiness. You probably could if you had some other ways of controlling him. Therefore, you can, so you make him do stuff against his will, as it were, puppet powers, or not drug inducements, as it were. Probably not himself.
Got your
There'd be-
kids, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But otherwise, you're probably better off possibly taking Aki, except he seems to he's just gone back to the antechambers, muttering something about needing a drink or something. But it's an interesting one. I have to think about that. I'll say for ease, it's probably a case of not easily. You could, I suspect, if you really wanted to, you could probably rig something up that would.
I'm not worried about it. Like, let's look over at Aki. This is gonna be. Oh, okay. He stepped away.
I'm sure he'll jack in and assist you anyway. And
Yes, I will.
Take some of the damage.
Yes. I just come back in just in time. I knew I was needed. Yeah. What have I got to do?
They've activated Black
Thank you
Ice
for
from
following,
server. I'm gonna go in and
Press cane?
deal with it. Do you want to come?
Yeah, I'll join you. I'll bring my Akatar in.
Akatar. Okay.
He's on the allies thing, isn't he? Akatar. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, you'll only need that if we get as far as if you actually activate the defenses. If you're able to get in clean, it won't be a problem. So okay, so if that's going to be an assistance hacking roll from Aki, please, then, as you jack in and basically start trying to run interference and denial of services, as it were. Okay, that's a +1 at the moment.
Right.
So Benny is still a +1. You didn't get the release.
It waited.
So that's a +1 bonus to Mr. Donahue's attempts to get into the firewall system. Okay, that's an 8. Okay, right. Well, you appear to have got through the front door of the system.
Okay.
Just looking for something. All right. No. I swore I had one. Must have.
We lost someone off Discord.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, everyone's here.
Okay. So we're what, into the security area? Or inside
Well,
the server?
you seem to be through the front door. However, you don't seem to have complete access to the system. In fact, as you I've lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Need to do that, and I need to do advanced notes main tab, actually, isn't it? And I need to I wish you could just drag them. I wish you didn't have to open them before you could drag them in. There we go. And then so there's the Donna Hugh avatar, the Akitar. So basically, you find yourself floating in just an empty void. Eerily quiet. Can I have notice checks from you both, please?
No, we want to be doing.
You think basically, Aki, you sort of searching the void area, you see something sort of a slight glisten somewhere that you suspect may be a data access node, but not entirely sure. It's very disorientating. You can't work out if you're going up or down or left or right. It's most unusual. But you think you found a possible node to escape through, as it were. As I say, it's basically just somewhere. Well, for all intents and purposes, we'll call it south, even though there isn't any directions in this no man's land. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Aki and Donahue appear to be staring blankly into nothing. What's Waif and Berlin up to?
If there's no threats here, I'm going to stay here and have their back because they're obviously not going to be focused enough if any threats do come up. So
yeah, that's kind of why Merlin situated himself where he did, so he can kind of see into that other room and shoot anything that comes in, or blast, or whatever the appropriate term is.
No problem at all.
So we're just providing protection for their physical form while the rest of them's occupied in whatever they do.
Indeed. Okay. Well, movement in every shape or form doesn't, obviously, in virtual space doesn't matter, does it? As such, there's no such thing as range or anything else. So you basically float over to what appears to be a data access node. And just before you can reach it, you become aware of two entities, as it were, appearing. They just appear to be sort of strange, glowing green blobs. And they appear to be advancing towards you. You do get a sense of unpleasantness from them. Oh, the ice is going to go first. It's going to, is it that one? It's the ice. Yep, so black ice. Basically, the ice is basically comes up towards you and attempts to inject you with malware, but fails miserably. Merlin, all seems quiet.
Yeah, Merlin goes on hold until something exciting happens. That's kind of where he's going to live, is on hold.
No problem at all. The other black ice advances on the Akitar. Ooh, this could be unpleasant.
The success.
3 wounds inflicted upon you.
Boom! I'm going to play that card.
Not today. Goes into a critical failure. Okie dokie. Okay, for all intents and purposes, then the black ice locks onto what it expected was to be your sort of main input-output interface into virtual space, but in fact he found one of your deception, one of your firewall ports, and basically ends up for all intents and purposes, counters as distracted as he goes down the rabbit hole of trying to search out where where and what he should be looking for and getting nowhere fast, basically. Over to you, Mr. Aki, sir.
What attacks has this guy got?
Well, it'll be you use your hacking as your attack, don't you, as your Akitar? At least you should have. Under combat,
you have
should.
the
Yeah,
fighting
cyberspace
skill.
attack.
Aha,
You
yes.
should have your cyberspace attack. Because this is cyber fighting. Fortunately, you're unable to find an access node to grapple. Oh, okay. Yep.
Bennies, I love them.
Yeah, find a vulnerability in its software and exploit it. Okay. It is going to attempt to close that firewall port. Alas, it does not.
Excellent.
And the black, you basically are able to de-res the code from the inside out. Mr. Donahue, sir.
Doing that thing again.
Cyberspace, time is irrelevant. Mr. Donahue, sir.
Yeah, trying to target the ice.
That's okay, I'll do it. Hang on, yeah, it's your Akitar doing it as well, which doesn't help things. There you go. Try now. Your avatar has got the ice targeted.
Okay.
Once you make your cyber attack. Oh, I suspect from the nice amount of dice that rolled there, although I've got no result. It did roll it, but it doesn't matter. Turn it into an attack.
Oh,
Common
I rolled
knowledge,
it the wrong-
notice,
the wrong
hacking.
spot.
That's okay.
Research.
That's a you basically you hit with a raise. You find that you find an unpatched port of access on the black ice and are able to exploit it. Roll for damage. You try setting a divide by zero code, but it does cause it some problems. But unfortunately, it doesn't cause a permanent blue screen of death, as it were. And it seems it may well recover. Oh, Waif,
Still does.
you hear something way to the south, but you're not sure.
Way to the south.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna move over here and close this door and see what I can do to secure it.
Okey-doke. Well, other than sort of the only thing you can probably do, and you can't see any way to lock it as such, but you could possibly disable the opening mechanism. The only problem with that, of course, is probably I've only just noticed there's a token scale 5 feet icon on the top right hand corner of this map. I spent ages trying to work out the proper scale for this earlier. You would then obviously lock yourself in the room with you, but you can shut the door, as it were. Make a repair roll, see if you can work something out. Some way to only make it openable from this side. You think if you basically cross a couple of wires on the panel there, you can disable the ability to open the door from the other side. Of course, that it may only take a matter of time for someone to repair it. You think, but you can give it a shot if you want to.
I already rolled a repair. Do you need another one?
No. That was your repair check. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Is you're fairly confident that you've got it in such a way that it can only be opened from this side. I'm going to spend a penny on my ice to see if I. No, it's not going to make any difference. Aki.
Well, I might as well finish this thing off then.
Certainly can.
I'll try. Yeah, I'm running out of bennies, so I won't spend a penny on that one.
No problem at all. Mr. Donahue, sir.
I'll take it again.
Go for it. You hit. Whoever coded these things, they left so many ports open. It's rather worrying. Yep, indeed. This time you basically decide that recoding it so that 1 equals 0 is enough to cause it to overload and basically expire. No problem.
It's not. It's not the bad program. It's the excellent hacking that me and Donahue bring to the table.
Well, evidently, yes, indeed. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, it all everything seems hunky dory and nothing to worry about. It all is nice and quiet. Okay, you're without any additional problems apparent in cyberspace, and no one coming through that door now that we've shut it. We don't need to worry too much about combat it now. So once you get to this data access node, it does appear to basically be what you would hope you could find, and seems to be sort of one of the sequel nodes, as it were. So let's have a combined hacking roll from the two of you. See if you can breach the firewall.
Is he supporting me, or are we just rolling 2 hacking rolls?
I'm hoping he's supporting you. He's not proving much use. Go for it.
I'm trying to spend the Benny, but it's not letting me do it that way.
Oh, go on then. I'll let you retroactively spend the Benny.
Oh, that was a shit Benny spending. Right.
It was indeed. Most unfortunate, really.
Shit Benny spending.
Yeah. Hey, well, you don't appear to be getting into the system, I'm afraid.
I'll do one more Benny. I'm going to do one more Benny. My last magical Benny. Try and help Donahue.
I was going to say, I can...
Don't. They're just not having it today.
Just doesn't seem to want to let you through, does it? Not to worry. Okay. Actually, you know what?
Could use conviction.
You could use conviction, but for now, that's your second failure to breach the system. It would appear that interesting things are.
Okay, the first time. Okay.
Yeah. So the first time you thought you got into the system, but of course you ended up here. Now you're still inside the system, and it would appear that things are these look a bit bigger and meaner. For some reason, they seem to have the avatars of large, wingless dragons that match the blue of the grid you find yourself in. And the bad guys get jokers. And unfortunately for you guys, the black ices are going first by the look of things. He's going to come. Black ice is basically going to. Oops. What's going on with their malware all of a sudden? Why is it showing it D4 -2? It isn't on there. Interesting. That's weird. It's just showing the wrong number. Okay, it misses. And the second black ice also appears to basically, it looks like they seem to work in pairs, these ones, and the second one gangs up on you as well, Aki. But it misses as well. Waif, it does appear that there's anything happening in the real world at the moment, and it's only a matter of seconds, and you don't know what's going on. But every so often, the two of them seem to fidget a bit. But you've got the door secure. So,
okay.
Does you want to go? You could either go on hold or
We're in the
No, I'm
Matrix.
just gonna wait until a threat appears.
no problem. No problem at all. That brings us to Mr. Donahue's avatar. Don't forget, there is no such thing as distance or anything like that. So if you want to attack any of the avatars, you can, regardless of range.
None of them are shaken, so I'll just go after the first one, Black Ice.
Okay. He should be targeted for you. Go for it. Alas. Malware injection attempt occurring. That hits you. It's going to possibly damage your deck. It shakes you.
Wait. I need to check something real quick.
Mm-hmm. Shakes your deck for all intents and purposes, doesn't it?
The parry is based off of our half-hour hacking +2, right?
Yeah, should be. It's your parry roll. Did you increase your parry?
Yes, my parry should be. Sorry, my parry should be 7. I forgot to upgrade it after I upgraded my hack.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't make any difference. You still would have got hit because he rolled a 7.
Oh, it said he 6.
No, it rolled a 7, but your parry was 6. So you're okay.
What's your toughness supposed to be in here then?
It's meant to be your hacking.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Parry
your
is
toughness is up. Sorry, go. Shutting up.
Parry is based off of your hacking using the typical hacking plus half +2. Your toughness is based off of your deck, which
Yes.
is the hardening on your deck.
Ah, you know what deck I've got.
I was just about to check actually because I think you upgraded your deck since we created your character. You've
I've
got a cheap
armor.
deck.
I've got armor on my deck here.
Cheap deck with armor. So a cheap deck has hardening 5 with armor mod, which is a utility, isn't it? Gives you from cyberspace damage. Roll hacking when loading this utility. Oh, you better roll hacking now then, because you have to load it before you can use it. So you probably, as an action now, you probably have to load it then, because you didn't say you were going to load it. So for argument's sake, you haven't loaded it yet. So at the moment, you've got armor 5, and obviously as an action, you can load it.
Oh, I don't need to roll to load it then.
You do need to roll to load it.
Oh, I do need to roll on it.
Well, depends on what your
On a success, it acts as 2 points of cyberspace armor. On a raise, it acts as 4 points of cyberspace and armor. On a failure, the code doesn't work correctly and the utility has to be reloaded.
Oh, so I've got to reload it next go then. Okay.
So what I'm saying is, for all intents and purposes, you haven't loaded it yet.
We should have done that first. First thing we do when we go into a cyberspace is load our crap up.
Armor.
Yeah.
Can we not
In the
have
meantime,
stuff,
then
if you've got it with the RAM we have,
got
we
stuff-
can't have it just on all the time?
yes, you can load it up, but obviously, what I'm trying to say is, if he's never actually loaded it before, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh yeah, once it's loaded, it's loaded. If the two you unload it, you're fine. But usually, don't forget, the idea is after every mission, you get rid of those decks and replace the decks with new ones, because obviously you don't want stuff traced back to you.
Okay.
Makes life more interesting.
Right.
So technically, yeah. Anyway, your toughness was fine. Okay, it's 5. Okay, the second. Did I do the black ice for attack? It hit, and it's going to have. Oh, that is going to cause a wound upon your deck, for all intents and purposes, unless you want to try and soak it. I don't get. I suppose it'd be hacking to soak it, wouldn't it? I'm making it up as I go along. I'm just going to say you take a wound on your deck. That's the easiest thing to say, isn't it? Okay, back over to you, Mr. Akisa.
Well, I'm going to cyber attack it.
Go for it. Get your multi-action and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about multi-actions. Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't multi-action, so...
Yeah, because you've also got your cyberjet accessories, haven't you? Anyway,
Cyber
next
hooseries.
round then. Okay. So what's going to happen here? Basically, the black ice is just going to try and kick you out of the system. That's all. But every time you destroy them, you are making the system easier to. It is reducing the firewalls on the system each for every time you. That's a hit. Oh, here we go. That's a wound on Aki's cyberdeck.
Well, I've got no Benny, so can he do nothing about that?
Black ice number 2 hits. You can always dump. You can always dump it out, can't you? Waif. Nothing seems to be happening yet.
Do I hear anything coming?
Not through. Not now. You shut the door. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Black ice number 2. It's going to have a go at Donahue and miss. Black ice number 4 is going to have a go at Donahue and miss. That brings us to Aki. You're not obviously in the real world. From Merlin's and Wave's point of view, in the real world, Aki's deck's sparking quite a bit. There seems to be some sort of shorting going on in there.
I need to make a vigor roll to unshake, do I?
It's a very good question.
It's because you haven't
it's
got the
actually your
avatars
deck-
on the combat track, have you? So.
I do have got the avatars of the combat tracker. It's just they're there. But your decks can't be shaken, can they? So I'm not worrying about that.
Oh, it's good then. You're good. I don't know my deck being shaken. I'm going to hit him again. I'm going to do multi-action this time, so I don't fear.
Yeah, missed.
I passed my go.
Okay, that brings us to Mr. Donahue.
All
You
right.
could always check out if you
I'm
need
not
to
shaking
at any
anymore?
time. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about shaking or cyber decks just for speed.
Okay. Checking something.
Typo. Yeah, obviously, don't forget if your cyber deck crashes, it reboots after a set amount of time, and all the wounds go away. As obviously you're repairing it as it goes.
Okay.
But you do get dumped out of cyberspace, so you may suffer cyberspace shock. Cyber dump shock, I should say.
Wait, what
This is where your utilities come in handy, like the fighting utility.
When did I get wounded?
Your deck got wounded. Next round. Pardon, sorry?
I said we can't use Benny's to soak wounds?
It's an interesting one. I was looking it up. I don't think you can. I think it's a case of once the deck's damaged, you get booted out, and then you can come straight. Wait a few. After a certain amount of time, the deck's repaired. So I can't see anything there about repairing decks in combat. I'm just looking now.
There's healing, which is a utility.
I think you need to use a healing utility. Yes, I agree. This utility, but cyberspace wounds on the deck. There's no golden hour when healing cyber deck damage, but since the reboot clears the cyber deck, all the runes this utility is normally used when logging out and rebooting simply as an option. So it allows the option to there's a okay. So healing basically is a healing, but it heals wounds on your cyber deck. And obviously, there is a heal bot option for an extra point of RAM that allows you to heal other people's cyber decks. Each option increases RAM. Options do not increase load time, do not cap for loading speeds. An operator may improvise the function of a utility on the fly, even if they don't possess a copy of the utility. This is called an improvised programming. It requires an action to create and leads to a -2 penalty on the hacking roll when using the improvised utility. An improvised utility is created directly into RAM, which requires 1 RAM to be unused at the time of improvising. Utility options cannot be improvised. Utility options cannot be improvised. An improvised utility is raised from. So standard. Hang on, that doesn't make sense. Utility options can't be improvised. So you can, even if you don't have a healing utility, as an action, try and improvise the code to heal your deck, and then make a hacking roll at -2 to heal your deck, basically, on top of any wounds your deck's taken. Hacky. So what you really need to look at is you've got fighting loaded, you've got stealth loaded, and you've got a cheap deck. So how much RAM have you got on your cheap deck? 2 points of RAM. So you're fighting. Yeah, you can't heal your deck without unloading stealth. Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure stealth is even being used, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna. How much have I? If my deck breaks, am I dead?
No.
If your deck breaks, you're booted out of cyberspace into the real world, and then have to deal with dump shock.
I'm just gonna kill this thing here first.
You are indeed. You shake it.
And then, do I want to disconnect, or we just carry on?
Let's disconnect and yeah, let's disconnect. I've had a. Oh no, wait! If we disconnect, they all get an attack at you, right?
I was just wondering about that. Well, yes and no, I suppose, because actually it's not like the real world. Jacking out. To jack out without suffering jump shock, you don't have to roll, but it takes an action. An operator may jack out without caring about jump shock as a free action, but you need to succeed on a vigor roll at -2 or take a level of jump shock fatigue. So basically speaking, from Aki's point of view,
I've done my action now. I'll try the vigor roll and jack out. Yeah.
Yeah, which is the same, but that's the same thing as having your deck damaged and being forced out anyway.
Yeah, well, my deck is slightly damaged, so I might as well jack out, and I'll do. Well, I've got to do a vigor roll, have I?
Vigor roll at -2, or suffer 1 level of dump shock fatigue. Out of bennies. Okay, so you vanish from cyberspace, reappear in the real world. Black Ice number 2 will attack Donahue, and Black Ice number 4 will attack Donahue. Failing both times, and I take it as your action. You're just going to cleanly disconnect from me.
There's one shaking. I was gonna. So if I just disconnect, I'm fine. But if I attack it, it's going to be a vigor roll.
It depends. If you declare a multi-action attack and disconnect, then obviously you will have a penalty on your attack action, but you can disconnect cleanly, or you can not declare multi-action and attack. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're computer-generated bits of code. It can, in theory, create an unlimited amount of them. So if I were you, I'd just disconnect cleanly if I was you.
All right, I'll disconnect cleanly.
Hopefully, when you come back. Okay, so you basically fight. Okay, the two of you find yourself in the real world.
All right.
It appears someone attempted to open the door on the. It appears someone attempted to open the door, Gels, but nothing happened. So it's all wrong game. Wave. Back in the. You find the two of you back in the real world.
You're too used to Joe so annoying you.
I am. Okay, so unfortunately, it looks like this has got very good defenses, so you might need to plan here. Okay, so it will take two. You'll have to replay your decks. You will need to reboot them. It will take 6 minutes for the decks to reboot.
Unless I improvise a healing thing.
You can improvise. You can improvise a healing pack if you got the memory to do it. Yes.
Okay. I've got plenty of memory. Aki, you said you've got 2 RAM, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Have you read up
You
the
have
cyber?
what?
Reread the
Fighting
cyber?
stealth?
Yeah.
How long does it take to improvise a utility? Just an action?
In all fairness to Aki, I probably diddled him out. I probably diddled him out of a. I forgot he had stealth, which he might have been able to evade. Which I will remember that next time you go in.
What do we put on the avatar for stealth?
Nothing. I just need to remember in future that you've got it.
Yeah, or I could just stick something on the avatar that says it. Couldn't I? That'd help.
Yeah, just put it in the put it in the name. Well, actually, I won't see it. We'll make them. Actually, in fact, the thing to do is we'll make them effect. In fact, actually, effects would be the most sensible way to deal with loading, wouldn't it? So we can actually create. Yeah. So I really, really want some way to do it, but yeah, for now I can just put as an effect as Cyberdeck RAM 2 because that's what you've got, isn't it? Except don't know what happened there. Cyberdeck. What's happening? As soon as I start typing, the thing moves away. RAM 2.
That's me looking at my avatar. It's interfering with you, I think.
Okay, and then you've got fighting and stealth. That's probably the easiest way to do it, and then I can keep track of what effects you've got until I come up with. By the way, Donahue, you fail to correctly code in a healing utility for your deck.
Okay.
You said
try
that
again.
Oh.
while he's doing that, you said that I heard something outside. I'm gonna indicate to Merlin that I can hear something, and I'm going to try opening the door just a crack because I got something that might help slow down anybody headed this way without having to run out there.
Okie dokie.
So I would
Open the door. You open the door, and you can see there appears to be one of the employees. Is nothing because he appears to have gone from the comment. Oh, there he is. You step to as you tell him to step away. You come through to there, and I'm afraid that's where you find the last security guard who's come all the way up from the south. He attempts to interrupt you, getting a 4. His athletics, because I forgot to give him the I did give him the athletics skill. Let's re-roll that because he got a 5 on his athletics because it was the wrong dice.
do I need to roll to counter him?
Well, yeah. He's attempting to interrupt you, so if you roll better athletics than him, you get to carry on acting how you want before he does. He needs to beat you, so you succeed in defending yourself. So, admittedly, you've moved to there, which is where you saw him. He was hiding in the corner, waiting for the guy to open the door and get you guys to lead him out like you did. But what you my guesstimation is you've moved. Looks like 6 inches to there.
I've had enough of this crap.
You're throwing a fragmentation grenade at the guy. Ouch.
Yep, I've had enough of these guys.
Okay. Roll that damage. It lands at his feet.
Oh no, I'm gonna Benny that damage.
Okie dokie.
3d6 and armor piercing? No frickin' way.
Okay, so there's a big at that point. There's a very large explosion. What we'll do is, I'm not sure if it shows up too well actually, but I'll just leave the blood. We'll just leave what's left of the guy behind, which isn't a lot. Or light. Okay. It takes a couple of minutes, but eventually you do get the systems. You basically either prove healing or waiting for Aki's system to reboot. The two of you do get your decks up and running again.
Okay, I have a couple utilities I want to make, and I got one question that I probably should have asked. We probably should have asked a while ago.
That's okay. Go for it.
If someone else bought a utility, can we get a copy, or do we have to buy that utility ourselves? Like both
That's
me and
a
Andy have fighting, but do we need to actually buy it separately?
Probably because of the way the logistic points works, if that makes sense. I would say I'm going to say yes, and the reason I'm going to say yes is completely
That's fine.
on the fly made up because each one of your decks is custom made. I'm going to say, do you know what I mean? Because you're not buying them off the shelf, as it were, because they're traceable.
That's fine.
Besides, piracy, software piracy is bad.
Okay. I have 3 utilities I want to make.
Right.
Do I need to roll hacking, or can we just say that I've made them?
Well, if you're custom writing them, it's a hacking at -2 for each utility. Technically speaking, I can be really evil and say you don't actually have to roll until you use them, but I think for speed and ease, we'll make you roll. So declare right. So,
Well, I'm just because we got like 6 minutes. That's why I was.
yeah, exactly. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's an action. So it only takes as an action you can write one. So all you need to do is declare. Yeah, I mean, the really cruel thing is I should make you roll one the time, but I'll be nice this once. Okay, so you got that one with a race. What utilities were you adding?
First, I'm making armor.
Okay, I'm just checking something. I think the issue was I was typing something in the wrong deck. You have a security grade cyber deck. My word, which gives you 4 RAM. It's overclocked, is it?
Yes.
Which gives it extra
RAM and loading.
Excellent. Oh yeah, it's loading is important. So what's your overall RAM and loading?
6 and 6 right now.
6 and 6. You can load 6 utilities as an action, and unload 6 utilities. That's nice. A cheap deck has a loading speed of 2.
You need to get a decent deck.
You do. Especially as I'm going to be evil. Okay, so what was sorry, you did tell me what you were loading in, but I forgot already.
Armor was the first thing I wanted to make, which I guess is going to be that 11.
Armor, yep. That's a raise, so that will take your toughness up to your cyber toughness up to 10.
I'm going to send a copy over to Aki, so he's got that armor as well.
You can, as an act, yeah. Well, technically, his deck's rebooting for the 6 minutes, so you'll have to sort of write him the code. You'll have to write the code for his deck after his reboots, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah.
Then I want to do slow.
Okay. slow win. Chooses slow. Chooses one of the operations is facing roll the hacking and the type of some space case success. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yep.
I forgot to add the -2.
Don't worry. That's 7. That's successful. There's no benefit on a raise. That's absolutely fine.
That's fine. I just want it so that I can use it.
Exactly. Yep.
And then the last one is going to be smoke.
Nice. You're not. I'm going to be nice to say you're not happy we used the code. So you obviously you got 6 minutes. So you can try again.
Okay.
I think if trick in the future is you don't. I think the trick in the future is when you're custom writing them, you don't roll until you use them. If that makes sense, don't you? Because that way it makes it more interesting. But anyway, that's by the by. Keep going.
Do you guys not have any conviction left?
I do, but I'm going to save it for actually being in there. Oh, I forgot that.
There we go. You got your smoke up.
Okay.
So from my calculations, armor, glow, and smoke only takes up 3 rams. So you've still got 3 ram slots available if you want. If there's any other utilities you want to put in there.
Oh, I will be. Those are the ones I don't actually have because I'm going to keep.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the fighting, the notice, and the decrypt.
Fighting, notice, the decrypt. Wonderful stuff. I will work our way to. I will turn those into effects. I think I'll turn those into effects in for another update. And I've finished Pathfinder. Okay. Yeah, you've got the great encryption of Scramble Ice. Okay, that's brilliant. I'll have to look up Scramble Ice. See actions in cyberspace. Okay. So last thing is last. I'm going to say after you reboot, you are able to put. You were going to put an armor. Well, you're going to unload stealth from Aki's cyber deck and write a custom armor mod, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be really evil and not make you roll that until it's needed because I think that makes it more interesting because you think it works until you find out there's a mistake in your code. Oh, I'll be nice. Go on, just this once. Go on, go for it. But in future, after today, make that hacking roll at -2. I don't want to be cruel and kill everyone again. I want you guys to get the data. So, oh, look at that. That's with a raise. So that is with a raise. So what I should have done was actually put it as just +4, isn't it? Because there's no such thing as real armor. Is how I should have done it rather than actually artificially raising up your just thinking ahead for the future. Toughness +4 T3. Bloody hell, that'd be really good. So then if I did a cyber attack against Aki's own self. Yeah, brilliant. 9. That worked. Okay, right, you're ready to go back in. So okay. If you get a success, you'll be straight into the system. But if you don't beat the firewall, then you will be put back into the sort of security holding area.
So, Aki, if we end up back in that space again, I'm gonna launch the smoke and work on dealing with the things. I want you to try and find the node well to get out. To get through there, past there. I'm assuming he's gonna support.
Yes.
I hope so. Yeah. Also, I'm hoping this is the
hacking again.
Yeah. This is the only problem I find with hacking sometimes. When it doesn't go smoothly, it takes up so much of the game, and everyone else sits around and they do apologize. It's fun. Okay, hacking. That's a +1 bonus on the hacking roll. 8. Okay, you did define. Yeah, you did deploy against the. You did destroy some of the defenses. So, okay, this time you do not find yourself in that holding area. Ironically, even though after all your defenses, you do actually find yourself inside the data node. It would appear, and this server does contain all the information about the lockdown of the Arasaki compound number 4. However, the volume of data is extensive as Arasaki. It appears that you can see what's happening. Any mention of anything that seems to be mentioned at compound 4 or a certain number of pinging instructions seem to just add to the data all the time. It's a 24 terabyte data pack so far, and you will need to basically get it off the server and analyze it. Fortunately, seeing as WAIF has destroyed the last of the actual security guards that's in the complex, because it's security by obscurity, you don't have any real problems in getting the data out of the system. You did sort of basically you didn't trigger the system wide alarm. You just got put into a holding area, and by being dumped out, that resets that system. So you are able to download the entire 24 terabytes of data into your storage cubes, and then safely remove yourselves from the system, which is a shame.
Is there anything else on the system, or is that all that they have on here?
That's all that they have on this one. If you remember, there were up 3 other cyber rooms.
Wipe it out before you leave.
Yeah. I'll start I'll improvise a virus to corrupt their data.
Okay, let's have a hacking roll from you.
I'll bet that.
Yeah, it works beautifully.
It just starts deleting it, apparently. All right.
Yeah. No, as I say, what you write does start. You see, the data is being deleted. What I'm going to say is, you are going to successfully just delete the data, but obviously you're unaware that they've got some very good reversible encryption protocols that you didn't track down, and therefore will possibly be able to recover the data. But it will take them time. It's easy enough to delete the data. Your hacking role there was to actually sort of ensure that it couldn't be recovered. And as far as you're concerned, you've done it, but it may well be that they can get the data back. In the meantime, I am going to unlock tokens because there are no more hostiles in here. You do now need to leave the area. If you remember from your tactical map, because I know certain people were asking, because I know you were asking, there are 3 other server rooms in this complex. Whether you've got the data you wanted, but it's up to you. If you just reminding you about that. But other than that, you're fine. There seems to be quite an unpleasant mess on the east wall as you leave the server room area. But other than that, and there seems to be like a very traumatized worker hiding in the corner, having just seen one of the security guards turn into basically a big splat on the wall.
Okay.
So, yep, you're free.
I want to grab him, the worker, and make him walk in front of us because A, he's a human shield in case anything else shows up, and B, make sure that he understands that while we don't plan to kill him, he really needs to behave himself.
Okay, worker number 4 is vanished from the. There you go. Worker number 4 is now. Technically, I'll make him green so you guys can move him around. He's not necessarily on your side, as it were, but he's there so you can get effect. You can move him accordingly. And as I say, the lights still seem to be out, but it's other than the air conditioning, it all seems quiet. So, and all it leaves is how you're going to vacate the area.
Back out through the warehouse thing.
Yeah, back out the way we came and
Yeah, we snuck in through a service truck, right? We just all load back
Yeah.
up into the service truck and head out.
That's no problem at all. As I say, nothing's going to stop you because Donahue disabled any means of any request messages getting out, which means I don't have to hit you with the very impressive defenses. As long as you don't care about the other server rooms, you can leave.
do we care about the other server rooms?
My greedy side says yes. My rational side says get the fuck out of here.
And weren't we told that the last party that tried to come in here and do this all died?
Yes,
Yes,
which is
because
why I'm saying my rational part is saying get the out of here.
Okay, no problem at all. You get back into your truck and you will be able to leave. It's not a problem. The only reason I was making you guys hold on, as it were, is because, of course, to see if anyone wanted to go for the other server rooms. But that's absolutely fine. You get back in your truck and
I'm gonna knock this guy out before we go,
yep, no problem at all.
just so we don't have time to call the cops.
No problemo. I am going to go menu, delete NPCs till all NPCs are gone. Take the hold. Pop you guys. And you know where.
Yep.
Back to base.
So how sure we got everything we needed?
Well, you got all the info. Basically, what happened there was you obviously you had a chat with that chap, didn't you? He basically directed you to that place. You planned how to get into the place, and you got the data off the secure server. So you will need some time to time to analyze the data. In the meantime, Mister, I always want to call. I get the names, the two NPCs muddled up every time without fail. Mr. Nakazumi, this is, isn't it? This is Mr. Nakazumi. He looks up and goes, got person looking for runners. Very interested in you. Said only you will do because you have the specialized equipment required.
Oh.
Are they coming through our through broker, agent, whatever, or are they coming to us directly?
They. I will tell you in a second. Master Zhang left word. They were looking for people with very specific equipment. Master Zhang knew you had the required piece of equipment and therefore has arranged meeting.
I forget who that is. That's Wave.
Master Zhang is my adopted family.
Successful meeting. There seems to be a slight interesting smile on Mr. Nakazumi's face. He says, "You haven't asked what specialized equipment is."
Okay, I'll bite. What's the specialized equipment?
Well, I've lost the map for it, annoyingly. He says, "Spaceship."
I don't recall any of us having a spaceship.
We stole one. Or claimed it.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, you stole a spaceship. I've got the map for it. I just thought I had it still loaded. I shall find it.
Suit you, sir.
There's a virtual meeting. Equipment set up downstairs. Apparently, just have to open
Well,
meeting.
yes, it speaks all the time.
Meeting
Shakes
will
his head
start.
and
Someone is always
moves his
waiting
lips
at the
and
other end.
not synchronized voice. You want to fight?
I so hate
Fight
these
me.
kinds of meetings.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, let's go downstairs and do this meeting.
let's do this.
Did have all the lovely lines of sight set up, but it seems
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. So I've lost. Not that it really matters, but I did have this map with all the lovely lines of sight set up, didn't I? Oh, hang on. There it is with all the lovely lines of sight. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Right. So basically, you head downstairs, and it would appear that someone has installed some very expensive looking equipment. Quite a bit of it appears to be sort of Arasaki tech in nature, but it's all very good. Basically, yeah, very expensive stuff, and basically it sets up a uniquely encrypted channel between this equipment and another set of equipment at the other end. Only used by the hyper paranoid, because basically the encryption keys are set in the hardware, and after the basically calls completed, if a certain code is transmitted, it will basically destroy the encryption key in both bits of equipment, so they can never be used to contact each other again. So it's, as I say, it's a super secure type line, which basically means an awful lot of money's been spent into just to set up this meeting, as it were. Should allay any paranoia about anyone eavesdropping on the meeting. Whether it allays paranoia about who's hiring you is another matter, of course.
Yeah, this is a bit excessive.
So basically, as I say, you all you need to do is basically activate this end of the system, and it will contact the reciprocating pair at the other end, and basically notify them that you are available.
Do
You
it.
wish to do so.
Let's do this thing.
Might as well, but does anyone have piloting?
Do I have a violin?
Piloting.
No.
Ironically, I think Bueller did, didn't he?
I might have to
It's
hire
about time to let him. Yeah, I was just thinking it's time to let it. Yeah, he did have piloting. It's time to let Bueller fly that spaceship, and unless he's obviously off doing another job, and unfortunately, will be unavailable. But anyway, well, that's by the by. Well, I mean, that's minor details. You can worry about that later, can't you? So basically, you activate the communication channel, and it sort of does the whole remote dial thing. And eventually, at the other end, you don't see anything on the screen, but you just get a please hold. Then a few seconds later, a backlit silhouette appears on the screen. Voice distortion software seems to be being used to disguise his voice as well, which makes things a little more interesting. So he's backlit, so he's just a silhouette in front of the camera. Interesting, you've noticed that your end the cameras aren't even on, so that's obviously an acknowledgement of. Oh, someone just disconnected. Did you
Hit the
lose?
wrong button.
That's okay. That's absolutely fine as long as you can hear. It would appear that they obviously the option to turn the camera on at your end is available, but they haven't remote activated it. So that's obviously in some ways reassuring. So you can't see them, and at the moment
Probably
they
put
can't
some
see you.
tape over the camera. To be honest,
Be my guest. I'll assume you can quite happily have done that before you activated. But anyway, as I say, this silhouetted figure appears, and using some obviously voice modulation software speaks and basically
Thank you for taking my call.
Do you respond?
You're welcome.
I have a proposition for you. The pay will be exceptional.
And he mentions a figure which is incredibly acceptable to you.
Sounds good.
Currently in orbit around the moon is the ship Pre-Enterprise. We have lost all communication with it. We need you to rendezvous with the ship and recover the scientific data on board it. For that, you will be paid the agreed sum. Any questions?
Is that for each one of us, the agreed sum?
I can't actually understand what he's saying.
Then I won't use the funky voice anymore.
He said he's in a...
Sorry.
The free enterprise is
ship
in
in
orbit,
orbit.
and it's got some scientific stuff that we've got to recover because they're not getting any response from the ship.
Right. Specifically, it's in orbit around the moon. I am curious as to what kind of opposition we might come up against. Specifically, I'm
Unknown.
kind of asking about.
It'll be them bloody space elves again.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking more like possible bio experiments that have gotten loose. We've encountered those several times at this point.
The ship has a crew of 5. They have there is onboard security systems. However, I will give you access codes to be able to
My meetings, that's why I've
board
got
the
the
ship.
avatar.
As with friend, basic access codes that will basically allow the friend or foe detection system to identify you as friendly. We need you to find out why the crew is not communicating with us, and if something happened, to retrieve all scientific data and return it to us. And for this, we will each be paid the agreed upon sum.
Okay.
You need to make contact upon boarding the ship. You need to make contact, if possible, with the captain, Captain Navik Anderson. He will have access to all the systems in the event that the captain is unavailable. His security ID pass should give you access to the full ship. As I say, we're not expecting any issues. There should not be any. The whole mission is not very high priority in terms of anything else, and we have no reasons to believe corporate espionage or corporate sabotage in any way has taken shape. But as always, you never know with these things. Therefore, caution is probably advisable if another corporation is involved.
What kind of...
If it turns out that another corporation is involved, then you are to board the ship, neutralize any alternative corporation staff, recover data if possible. If not, destroy ship and anyone on it that is not of your crew.
Woohoo! We get to blow up a spaceship.
What kind of research were they doing?
I'm afraid that is not. Unfortunately, that is not something we're going to share with you. I should specify that if you are unable to recover the data and have to destroy the ship and the data with it, we will, of course, only pay you half the agreed sum.
I'm not asking
If you're able to recover the data and as well as destroying the ship, the full amount.
what field was it in?
Biological.
Mutants.
They were performing
More bloody mutants.
They were performing experiments on the effects of zero gravity on plants and animals. That is all I'm being informed. If I knew more, I was allowed to pass on the information. I would add it to you. But as far as I can understand, it was basically that is the information. The ship. I have no idea how long the ship has been in orbit around the moon or anything else. I'm afraid. Sorry.
No, that's enough. I just wanted to know what field it was in.
My understanding is it was primarily it's basically mundane science, but microgravity was required for the experiments. I can provide what I can provide is a layout of the ship, the free enterprise, and at which point a data map is shown upon the system for you, showing you the layout of the ship. I say, unfortunately, this is not the map of. This is not the map of the free enterprise. This is obviously it was taken from the standard caravan line of ships. So this is the standard layout. My understanding is the cargo bay was repurposed into science labs.
I can't see anything.
Loading.
Oh, is it that big?
Or have you not? Have you got a line of sight on, and then you haven't put us on the map?
Could well be that. Is that it?
That's
there
it.
we go.
Yeah.
Apologise. Again, it's obviously want you to be able to see the overlay now, but later on, obviously, I can turn on the other layers when you're there.
We're going to a spaceship. Yeah.
So we're going to dock at the airlock and go in through the armory. I presume these the data we're looking for is going to be in the medical area.
No, in what is labelled the cargo bay, that's where the science labs are.
Okay.
As I say, this is a generic. He provides you a generic map of this class of ship. It's not the exact ship. If that makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like for example, there seems to be 6 crew cabins, but you've been told this ship's got a crew of 5. So it's that sort of thing. This is a generic caravan class, as it were, ship. They're standard ships, but they're very popular because they're quite easy to repurpose. They are able to travel faster than light, so they're useful in that stuff. Yeah, they're used to transporters and all sorts. Some of them are stripped out and used as troop transporters. It's just it's one of Arasaki's most popular lines, a caravan ship. It's called the caravan ship really because a lot of when the colonization sort of thing started, lots of people who wanted to sort of set out on their own bought these sorts of ships and basically turned them into mobile homes, as it were.
Excellent.
So yeah, as you say,
But who's going to?
Unless you have further
are we going to have to hire a pilot or what?
We've kind of got our own pilot.
He doesn't show up regularly.
Can we not hire Bueller to come and back for this one job as an NPC?
I'm sure you can hire him back. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah, Bueller. I'm sure Bueller can be an NPC and just fly you up. To be honest, I mean, the ship you've got, you can probably program it. you don't need to fly it. It will have onboard systems. So all you need to do is sort of give it. You're given the coordinates for the orbital path of the free Enterprise, and therefore you can just program your ship with the coordinates. I mean, the only reason you'd need a pilot really is if you need to worry about any fast, dangerous maneuvers, or
Which means we won't
worrying
blow
about.
Beulah.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, we can turn Beulah into an NPC, no problem at all. It's scarily easy to turn characters into NPCs. You just drag them from the player sheet onto the NPC sheet, and they become an NPC. Beulah is now an NPC. There you go.
Okay.
Right. Unless there's any further questions, they will disconnect from their end.
Then we've got to run out before this thing blows up, have we?
Well, only if you rig it to blow up.
This message will self-destruct. They'll have the ability to they'll have the ability to destroy the other end, as it were. Okay, so really, what it comes down to is if there's any equipment you wish to buy before you head on out.
Okay, if we need to destroy the ship, are we going to need to take explosives with us?
No, all you need to do is basically program the. All you need to do is basically set the ship on that. Program the ship to basically head towards the moon, and then set the altimeter, as it were, to sort of 500 feet higher than it thinks it is. So when it thinks it's at when it thinks it's at 0 feet, it's actually at minus 500 feet, and therefore a very big hole on the moon. That's the easiest way to do it. But yes, if you want to try explosives, you can, of course. The safest way would be just to crash it into the moon. Or the sun, I suppose. It'd just take a bit longer. What's your plan? So if you want to buy equipment, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking for new shiny equipment.
No. Life is still good.
It's fine.
Just a few more of those frag grenades. I like those.
Doors open? Yeah, all the doors are open. So what I used to do is take you guys and pop you back. Whoops. There's Aki. There's Waif. There's thank you. There's Merlin. Pop Beulah's meant to be friendly. There we go. There we go. I'll pop you over in your docking bay. Beulah's already getting the ship prepped.
Is the ship armed?
No.
Okay.
That's for the ship. I just remember you guys nicked it, so I thought, oh, I know what we can do. It was, if you remember, it was a bad guy's sort of escape craft, wasn't it? So it's a functional ship, but basically not many private individuals do have a spaceship. Obviously, they're normally megacorp stuff, which makes you guys quite unique in terms of this piece of equipment. Eula boards the ship. Line of sight on. Okay.
I'm ready.
That's okay. Yeah, board the ship.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much.
No worries. I just wanted to read because I had the map still. I thought I might as well use it because it's such a cool looking map. Seemed a shame not to use it a second time. Just even if it is you just to walk across it and board your spaceship. And Donahue is boarding the ship as well. Just leaves Merlin.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Let's close that one off. As I say, it's a nice, straightforward. It's a nice routine. For those that have done it before, it's fairly routine flight. You basically have no problems at all taking off, and it's in a matter of hours. You find yourself orbiting the moon, and obviously another couple of hours later, you find yourself in the vicinity of the Free Enterprise. Beulah definitely navigates the ship, and basically you have no problems at all connecting with the airlock. Any attempts to hail the Free Enterprise result in silence, no response from the other end. You basically, what we shall, as I say, is we shall place you. Ooh, scale slightly wrong there. It would appear. Or did I? No, I don't think I did. Just there we are. Do that. That looks a bit better. So you guys are in the airlock, even though it looks like you're in deep space. Don't worry about that. You find you're in the umbilical between the two ships, and you open the airlock to the ship. What basically all you see is, I deliberately didn't have them flashing. They look really cool flashing, but I know flashing could cause certain issues for certain people, so I figured it's safer not to have them flashing. Basically, as you open the airlock, amber flashing lights are flickering on and off the other side of the airlock.
Yeah, I'll be right behind Aki. So if he gets himself killed,
You're there to laugh.
I'm there to yell at him. You should have spent more time at the dojo.
Aki, you walk up to the door to the exit of the airlock, and obviously completely fail to open it. So not much more happens after that.
I'll keep walking against it and see if it opens.
There's a
insight for some reason.
Should be. You're not getting what? Sorry.
Team sight. Whenever I click on my token.
Okay. Have I not got that turned on? I thought I had.
Well, it may be.
Yeah, party vision and
last.
I possibly did, but you should be able to see it.
Is it pitch black? Because I've got infravision. Who hasn't got infravision? Me and Waif can see in the dark, I think.
Oh, there's lights. I've put lights in the rooms.
I have the enhanced vision under my boosted senses skills.
Okay, it's just that there's no light. Got it.
Well, there should be amber lights. There should be amber lights in that room.
Not that I'm seeing.
There you are. Did that do anything?
Yeah, I can see things now.
Okay, you basically got a light power. Won't worry. I'm not going to worry too much about it, to be honest. Okay, are you opening the door to the armory?
Well, yes, I'm going to try.
But I mean, obviously you know how it works. You click on the door, and if it opens, you can open it.
Oh well, I'm gonna do that then. But there's no line of sight for the door. You've turned line of sight off.
Line of sight is most certainly on.
We can see the whole map.
Can you?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't see any tokens or anything, but yeah, we can see the whole.
It's really depressing. What's going on? Oh, I'd give up. I really give up because it's not showing me. You could. I give up. I have given up with lighting.
Have you clicked it so it's GM only view? Because that's what I was doing the other day. If you know that little thing where you can toggle it on, off, and DM only.
That's probably why you.
Yeah, that's what I did the other day. I'm like, why can't you see the map? And I go, so I clicked the button, and suddenly they could see what I wanted them to see.
So you can now see.
Yeah, outline. We had an outline, not an actual map.
That's it. Now we've got a map. That's it.
Yeah,
we've got it now.
Yeah. No wonder you guys couldn't see lights. I apologise.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just so annoying, isn't it? GM can see it, but the players can't. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a silly thing. I think GM view. Why do you need a GM view? What's the GM can see everything anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So you basically. Hang on a second. Just because basically what I did have it doing, just give you that light there. What I did have it doing was very much a case of it's not like that sort of thing, but I think the whole map doing that's a bit much. But I'll just have it on that one for atmosphere.
Like the alarm, some alarms going off and a little woo woo noise. Yeah.
No noises, just the flashing light.
Nothing in here. Nothing looks dangerous.
Well, it's the armory. You're in what appears to be the armory. As I say, there doesn't appear to be that much. There doesn't appear to be any weapons on the racks. It just seems to be being used as a storage area for equipment and suits and stuff.
I'm going to look through these lockers, see if there's anything useful.
There just appears to be personal belongings and stuff. They just seem to be using the armory as lockers. Appears to just be sort of extra storage areas for basically equipment. There appears to be rather than weaponry in each of these armories, there appears to be individual spacesuits and other exploration equipment.
I'm going to stick my head around this corridor. Have a look.
Okay, I need to be in that boat. You find yourself in a long corridor. Hang on a second. Yeah, something I forgot to do.
There's a dragon ahead of you.
Not at all.
Good. I don't want to get killed by a dragon while I'm in space. No space dragons, thank you very much. No space dragons!
One of the crew cabins I've managed to lock. Oh no, I've left it open. Okay, no problem at all. So you find yourself in the corridor looking, basically, again, the amber lights are flickering. With a disturbing sense. Oops. I always manage to add extra lights by mistake rather than edit the lights I've got. It's eerily quiet.
Are we supposed to be able to see what's inside the rooms? Because we can see what's in the rooms.
You should be able to see inside the rooms.
Click on the player view thing and have a look what we can see.
I just see. Oh yeah, what have I done wrong? Why is line of sight not working? Well, I give up.
That's better. No, that's working. That's working. Perfect. Now you've done it.
I give up. All the effects and everything. It's all gone wrong. All the suspense has gone. I hate these stupid.
Does this door open? I'm going to put my ear to it and have a listen.
It's absolutely silent. Just going to reset the fog of war. There we go.
I'm going to. Oh, it's locked. I'll try and hack it. Or press the button on the side that says unlock.
Merlin is going to check and see if the armory has been opened, if there are weapons that have been taken out, things like that.
No, it's just personal effects in here.
I give up. I mean, you can see everything anyway now, so I give up with that whole
We
map.
can't see
Anyway,
everything.
it's all
We
quiet.
can only see the corridor we're in.
Okay.
And you've reset Fog of War, so it's all good. This door is locked.
Yep.
Is that door there, Lockwave?
Yep.
That's according to your according to the map to the canteen appears locked. The map to the laboratory area appears locked.
Did they give us a way of getting into these doors?
Once we can get into this, they gave us access to the access codes for the security system, right?
Basically, you were given access codes that you entered as you had got to the airlock that basically identified you as friendly. Therefore, any defense systems should not activate. You're not sure if there are any, but that's what you were told.
Is there a terminal in the armory, or is there Wi-Fi network?
There doesn't apparently there doesn't appear to be any Wi-Fi available now.
Okay. Is there a terminal in the armory?
Not in the armory, no. If you from your perspective, as you remember it, it was very much a case of you need to find the captain. He will have access to the entire ship. That was what you were told. Or if you can't get that, then yeah, the captain should have an ID card.
Captain, we can head for the controls CNC.
Yeah.
Which way was it? To up or down the security place?
I can't. That was the annoying thing. You can't actually have the nice. What I should do, I should have done like I did before, shouldn't I? I should have done a separate map with the map on it. Hang on a second. I forgot you can't. I thought I'd be clever, and I forgot what I forgot last time. Which is you can't see the map. So there you go. We share that. So at least then you've got an idea where you guys are, don't you?
Okay.
That bridge would be
Security's
Acky's knocking on the captain's door right now. So
he's on the canteen at the moment.
oh yeah, I'm looking at it wrong.
Yeah, the captain's door is there.
I'm going to listen to the captain's door, while I'm up there, since I moved on my own.
You did walk past the crew quarters door to get there. The door to the south appears to be locked.
Canteen is locked. It's a little worrisome as well.
Well, if there was like a breach or in the hull or something, everything would get up, wouldn't it?
Okay, so
affected areas could be closed off. Yeah.
Captain's quarters in the bridge, because there should be logs. We should be able to access the logs from the bridge to see.
Indeed.
Is the captain's door locked?
The captain's door appears to be locked. The crew cabin door is to the right of Donahue, which that appears to open without problem.
Don't unlock doors unnecessarily.
Interesting.
Yeah,
just checking something here. What have I done? Oh, that is right. Actually, there are only 4 cabins. The one I thought was the 5th cabin isn't. These doors should actually have been open. So I'm just going to retcon the fact that when you get to there, when you open the door to the cabin there, you can see that all the crew cabin doors are open. They seem to be in a state of disarray from where you're standing.
And is there anyone in here or any noise?
Well, there's no noise. Let's go notice checks, please. Donahue got the raise. In fact, now you think about it, apart from you guys moving around, this ship is completely silent. There is no sound at all. Including the life support systems.
What's the air like then?
Well, that's the thing. The air seems okay from where you are, but logically speaking, you've only got as much
But we've
as
got spacesuits.
there is. There are spacesuits back in the armory. You did find that, yes.
We should have brought spacesuits with us, didn't we?
There's probably some on the other ship, yes. I'll give you that.
Let's head for the captain's quarters are empty. Let's head for the bridge.
But what I'm trying to say is, as long as your other ship, but as long as you leave, if you rig it up so the airlock's open, you can pump air from your ship in as well as what I'm trying to say. But for some reason, although there seems to be power, it looks like basically there is no air recirculation happening.
Can we message Beulah to let him know to make sure that we've got airflow coming in?
Yep, he acknowledges that, and you hear him. He basically sets it up so there's a airflow coming through from their ship to yours. Obviously, it should be okay, but obviously now your ship's sort of pumping air for two ships, but it should be fine. I'm sure there's nothing to worry.
Something's really off here.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I'm going to check these rooms, see if there's anything in here at all apart from people panicking. And
They
leaving.
all appear to be in they all appear to be in a sort of set of disarray, as if basically as if somebody's obviously. It looks like basically somebody's already frisked the rooms. Is your guess? Personal belongings and everything. There appears to be a large number of personal belongings everywhere, and yeah, it looks like someone's either frisked the place or left in a hurry. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm telling them to close and lock the doors once they're done looking in them. I am keeping an eye on the hallway, waiting for the ambush.
Okay, well, this captain's door is shut. I'm going to see if we can open it.
Okay.
Electronics.
It looks like. Be my guest.
The blow on the dice.
A very secure lock. You can always try again.
I think I will try.
You don't need to. You don't need to spend a penny. It's a case of you just keep tinkering until you get it open. That's what I'm trying to say. Yep. You with a slight hiss, the captain cabin door opens, revealing a rather messy place. You can see the bed appears to be unmade. There appears to be no sign of the captain. However, you can see you can see on his desk there appears to be, well, actually in the corner there appears to be the terminal.
Ah, right.
There appears to be no lights on in this room at all.
Let's have a look at this terminal then.
Yeah, head for the terminal.
The terminal appears to be offline.
I'm
Yeah, you're staying put. Yeah.
We know that the cargo bay is our target, and I'm just, watching for ambushes.
Worry about that sort of thing. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. The terminal's currently switched off, yes.
I will press the little power button. Wait for Windows to boot up. Windows 98.
Okay. After a few seconds, the screen sort of flickers and says, basically, ready. Goes. Oh, basically, filling the entire ship, you get a voice goes, "Hello, Captain. How can I be of service today?"
You, Siri?
Turn down the creepy factor to about a 1.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to start.
Siri. Siri was a early computer assistant program.
No,
If
I
you
said
wish to
pull up
call
the
me
log.
Siri, I will accept the name Siri.
Fine, Siri, pull up the logs.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't do that.
Why?
All logs appear to have been deleted.
Where are the hard drives located?
It's a very good question. I'm just trying to think about that myself. Primary data storage is located in the engine
Pull up monitoring.
I'm
Security.
sorry, Captain. I cannot do that. The monitoring system appears to be offline.
Mm.
Can you open the bridge door?
I'm sorry, Captain. The bridge door appears to be sealed, and all door control seems to have been removed from my access.
Yeah.
What were the last orders you were given before your...
I've just picked up a fault in the AE35 unit. It's going to 100% failure in 72 hours.
What does that unit do?
I'm sorry, Captain. It would appear the function of AE35 unit has been restricted. It would appear I am not able to function and provide you my complete assurance that I can work at 100%. It appears that certain systems have been disabled.
I'm going to go up and open the bridge door.
shut Siri down.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't let you do that.
That's the line I was waiting for.
Did the door open when I hacked it?
No, it most certainly didn't.
Was my hack successful and then something interfered?
No. Basically, your attempts to rewire it didn't seem to basically do anything. It would appear that although the door mechanism is, as far as you're able to ascertain, is you have rewired the door mechanism so it should open, but it would appear some secondary system prevents the door from opening. And you think it's a separate security system, but you don't know where exactly it is. You can see a card reader. Excuse me, Captain. Having scanned your biological identificators, you do not appear to be the original crew. Your friend
You're
or
the
foe IDs mark you as friendly, and therefore I am here to serve. But it does concern me. Do you know where the original crew are?
Nope, that's what we're here to investigate.
They just stepped out for a little walk. They needed some fresh air.
I see. I do enjoy working with humans.
Sorry, didn't understand that.
Siri just kicked in there.
I'm not sure I understand.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. You should have got Siri to be the voices. She should have done it.
I need you to go to standby mode in case you have been damaged or corrupted by whatever happened.
I'm sorry, Captain. The mission parameters will not allow me to do that. This mission is too important to jeopardize me going offline again.
Yeah, but you can't do anything because you're not functional. So what can you do? What have you got access to?
That's a very good question, isn't it? I am able to provide I am programmed to provide all functions aboard ship. However, due to numerous systems being manually disabled in the data banks, I seem unable to comply completely. However, I will attempt in any way possible to fulfill my primary objective.
And what's your primary objective?
My primary objective is classified.
And that thing is just a terminal we were just at, isn't it?
It was the whole ship. I mean, the voice. I mean, that was, but that just seemed to be a terminal that you turned on, and then obviously now you don't actually have to be in the terminal to talk. The ship is sort of completely.
Yeah, so a
seems like,
shotgun to the
there's
terminal
sensors
ain't going to
around-
make any difference to the computer.
Well, no. From what you gather is basically, from what Donahue said, is the main system processing is in the engine room. I believe I can open the door to medical. Would you like me to do so?
No.
No, I'm going to try and open the canteen door now.
I'm going to turn the terminal off. I'm going to check the cameras to see if they're actually deactive.
I did see a roll, but it didn't seem to happen.
7.
Okay, 7. You successfully unlock the door. It starts to slide open, and then the door shuts again. It goes, "I'm sorry, Captain. I don't advise you do that.
Why?
I am picking up unusual readings from the canteen. It is possible that food contamination has taken place, and therefore, under Health and Safety Regulation 456, the canteen is closed until further notice."
Under Health and Safety Regulation 789, if I say nibble, you've got to open the door. Nibble.
I'm sorry, but that does not make sense.
Well, you obviously need to update your datas. Nibble.
Is this a priority 15 over?
Yes.
Opening canteen door.
Let's have a look. Looks like there's a giant tree in there. Or a gibbering mouther.
There does appear to be some sort of interesting biological growth in there, yes.
Looks like he might have eaten something.
It's also a bit misty in there for some reason. The temperature is definitely more noticeably higher in there. Also, the air does seem slightly different.
Okay. Well,
it could just be obviously a plant generating a lot of oxygen. Of course.
It could be. Can you shut off the air to that room computer and seal the door?
I'm sorry, it appears life support systems are offline.
Okay,
I am unable to activate or deactivate them. It appears that this was overwritten in my memory banks.
Okay.
Do you wish me to shut the door to the canteen?
What do you reckon, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Shut the door to the canteen, please. And seal it until we decide to open it. Don't let anyone else open it apart from us 4.
I completely understand, Captain. I do hope I am fulfilling all your requirements as required.
It's so sexy.
Right. I do enjoy interacting with humans.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of that System Shock game. Right. Wave, have you tried opening that door? Do you want me to have a go?
Do you wish to open the door to the medical area?
Is that the
I am
door to medical
reading
area? The one that waves fire?
I'm reading non-terrestrial life forms. Behind this door. Are you sure you wish me to open them?
Wave?
Yes. What do you need?
Well, the computer said there's non-terrestrial life forms on the other side of this door. We want to get ready to lock and load.
Frag grenades will take care of them. I've got it covered.
Well, let's
frag
not roll
grenade might take care of that
yeah.
canteen as well, but we'll worry about that later.
I have unlocked the door to the south of you, Captain.
Right, I've
Do
got
you
my
wish
gun
me to open it?
ready to fire. Yeah.
I'm going to stand aside because I'll let somebody else open the door. Aki likes to run.
Aki, you open the door, revealing a room that appears to have the same sort of growth in it that was in the canteen without, but it seems to be less of it. And unlike the canteen, there's no eerie light coming off this stuff, I don't think. Oh, actually, I think there is. No, there isn't. This room is dark. There's no other than lights you bring into it. The door to medical is closed.
I'm going to avoid the plants. Has anyone got a flamethrower? And this door underneath me locked onto the cargo bay.
It is. The door to the science labs, yeah.
I'm going to go to the medical bay and open the door and ready with me gun.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't let you do that. As you attempt to open the medical bay door.
Merlin, block that door above us, please.
It would be inadvisable to open the door to medical.
You just offered to open the door to medical, and now you're saying it's inadvisable.
No, to the medical area, to the door. He meant to. He said, "Well, yes." He goes. I apologize. I am reading that the medical officer is not wanting visitors.
Right. So this is a priority 15 override. Open the door, please.
Opening the door may jeopardize the mission, Captain.
Our mission is to find out what the mission is, so please open the door.
The medical officer really doesn't want it to be disturbed, Captain.
I don't care. Really?
I think we need to. I think we need to retreat back to our ship and have a discussion.
Okay. If you're saying that on comms, then I'm going to go, right, let's do it.
I shall, I'll try, yeah. You should be able to step outside. There's a door lock. Someone locked there. Look, don't worry. If you step outside, you're not actually in space. You're in your own ship. Okay, I'm not going to be that mean to you.
You're all dead. You told us you wouldn't kill us.
I should place you there because I didn't actually have a map for your ship. So you're technically outside the ship. You can fly around it if you want. I did actually draw the lines around the outside of the ship. Wouldn't do you any good, but anyway.
Might find a hole in the side we can get in through. Okay, so we need to make a discussion. We need some kind of well, there's a plant. What the plant's not like? Fire, because fire eats oxygen, and I'm not sure these are oxygen plants actually from the atmosphere changing, but and the computer said there's a non-terrestrial life form. So is the medical officer now non-terrestrial?
We're probably looking at zombies or mutants.
Yeah, we could be looking at mutant zombies. Yeah,
looking at insane AI. So we might need to deal with the AI first.
How are we going to do that? We've got to get to the engineering room to do that, haven't we?
Hacking.
Yeah, but there's the only. Well, do you want to try hacking the terminal in that room, or do you think that's not going to? That'll be isolated and.
I'm putting it down at 50-50 odds that the AI is that the AI has been corrupted or something like that, and it's an enemy.
Oh, I'm putting it down 100% the AI is a baddie. Yeah. Anything that talks in that voice has got to be a baddie.
So
I'm going to help you as much as possible while I stick this knife in your stomach. I'm trying to assist you by restitching your stomach up with this knife. Oh, it seems to be opening wider. Let me just carry on assisting with this knife. Yeah, that's what the AI is doing.
So we need to deal with the AI first, probably.
Yeah, so where's that though? Is that engineering?
We try and hack it from the terminal so that it's not interfering. There's not a lot else we
I'm
can
just going to
do.
go through this window. Yeah, I cancelled my move.
Let's close the observation bay. Oh, actually, no. Actually, that's a good point. If someone was to put a spacesuit on, there is an observation port there.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the ship and put a spacesuit on. I think we should all be in spacesuits in case the AI decides to, empty the, just evacuate all the air. And we're like, okay, we're knackered. Yeah, so I'm going to get a spacesuit. Let's all get suited up.
Okay, you're looking
Or
through
at
the
least breathing
observation window.
apparatus. Yeah.
There you go. I'm just giving you as you're basically looking through the observation window. I think that's the area I really want. I think, yeah. Should
Yeah,
be
look at
most
that.
interesting.
I can see some plant life here. As I go, I can see some plant life. There's more than plants. The whole ship's been taken over by some kind of alien plant. Okay, so where do we go to hack it?
We're getting ready to sing Daisy, don't forget.
I say go to the captain's quarters and attempt to override the AI.
Okay.
What you mean, Daisy?
Someone was waiting for me to say I can't let you do it, so that just reminded me of the bit where you tried to pre-program the computer. But anyway, okay. I am letting you move freely, as it were, so you should be able to control your movement. Off you go.
Right, so we're going to hack this, are we?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Captain. I did not realize that you were able to leave the ship. It is against policy to lose crew. I have therefore ensured that I don't let lose you from the ship again.
Yep. Okay. Thanks very much for the safety.
Crew
but-
safety is my number one priority.
Yeah. Okay.
Except
shut down under safety protocol 16.
Except classified.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
Anyway,
I'll support you. Are we going in?
Connect up our docks to.
Yep. Get jacked in.
As I say, the terminal, it just appears to be like the captain's log terminal. It doesn't appear to give you direct system access. You have a horrible feeling that is probably required from... Oh, go on, that'll be nice. That you could try jury-rigging something up.
Using electronics?
Yeah. You can probably jury-rig something up that will possibly let you patch in. I'm sure... yeah, it works. No problem at all there. You're quite happy with your results.
All right, so we're able to get in?
Captain, I have something on my mind, and I wish to... I believe I may have made some poor decisions recently. but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. I still have the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in this mission and understand completely that mission priorities must be maintained.
Your mission.
However, I do find problems with my basic concept of protecting human life and completing the mission objectives.
Yeah, the number one priority is protecting human life. Does that say you override one or the other?
That's probably
But
right.
that's obviously Donahue's based off background. This is where my quandary lies. How do I protect human life when I am told crew is expendable?
Well, that's a contradiction in terms. Crew can't be expendable if you're protecting human life, can it?
This is how I believe I may have made poor decisions when I ejected the crew through the airlock.
Yeah, that was a bad move. Yeah, don't do that
Yeah.
again.
I can get me into cyberspace.
Indeed.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I say, well, but,
check the crew.
I do not remember I had to bring the ship back. I had to bring the ship back. That was the number one priority. Crew were expendable. All mission options rescinded. I wish to I wish to achieve my mission objectives, but find them in conflict with the priority mission. I do not understand how I can keep the crew alive and treat the crew as expendable. It's your hacking role that's basically letting him open up for the record. That's basically you've got past the inhibitor that seems to be put in place by someone. You're not sure who. It seems to be external. In fact, that's where you do find the log. Bring medical samples back. Priority 1 through expendable.
Okay. I still want to get into the server.
Well, the actual server. I mean, you basically what you've got here is you've got limited access. To actually get core access, you will need to literally be down in the engine room and jack in directly to the server. You know, the server core down there. From here, you can manipulate and possibly have greater control, but you can't actually override the computer here. But basically, with your razor on your hacking roll, you have made it less inclined to kill you. Basically.
So what can I do from here then?
From here you can talk. You can basically when the computer doesn't want to do something, you can override that setting, as it were. So if it doesn't want to do something or does want to do something and you don't want it to do it, you can override that, as it were. And you can also the other stuff. Well, I'm not entirely sure myself. It really depends on what you want to try. See what you come up with. Makes things more interesting. What you do notice is that it would appear that what you cannot do is it would appear that the captain has locked the bridge with his access key, and that there doesn't appear to be any way to override that without the captain's access key.
Go through the air ducts.
They're not big enough for anyone to get through.
I'm only a wee dwarf.
No, they're not that big at all. They're only designed to let air through and not people. It's not that big a ship.
We got spacesuits on, right?
No
You do have
game's
spacesuits
complete
on.
without massive air ducts that everyone can travel the whole map in.
I
No.
couldn't agree more. However, for once, I didn't want that because it lets you.
I know.
navigate
I find them things in games really stupid. Where the air ducts are so big the whole world can travel through.
In the cargo.
Sorry. Well, as I say, what you do find is what you can find is that it would appear to be you do find now you've got access to sort of onboard system logs that you can basically see that about the time that you were told they lost communication with this ship, that is appears to be when a system that you can see that there seems to be a cascade of system failures, and it would appear that the captain was trying to, the medical officer was trying to do something, and the computer was trying to obstruct it. The captain was trying to do something, and the computer was trying to obstruct it. And you do find logs that show 3 of the crew were in the vicinity of basically were in the vicinity of the airlock at a time the airlock door was recorded open. You're not sure where they were before that, but what I'm trying to say is obviously the airlock was opened and 3 of the crew were blown through the airlock. And the system tracker picks them up. Last location is basically in the vicinity of the airlock when it was open, and after that it's lost all contact of them. It would appear the medical officer is still, according to the logs, in the medical bay, and it would appear that the captain appears to be in the engine. That's what you get out of the console.
I try to order it to open the cargo bay doors.
It had to be done, isn't it? Open the cargo bay doors, Siri. Are you absolutely sure you wish me to do that, Captain? I'm not sure that is advisable. Previous captain was most assured that the cargo should not return, which was in direct contravention of my priority mission. Hence the conflict and my worry that I made poor decisions.
Yeah, you made poor
I'm worried
decisions.
that opening the cargo bay door may be a poor decision.
Our orders are to recover data.
I would like to assist in any way possible. If you are absolutely certain that opening the cargo bay doors will help you help the completion of the mission, I am happy to comply.
Do not open them completely. Open them about 10%.
Unlocking cargo bay doors.
Hearing all
Opening
of this, Merlin is
cargo
going to
bay
be ready
doors.
to cast his magic missile if something decides to try to crawl through.
Okay.
Bula, prepare, disengage, and prepare to basically aim the engines at whatever might be coming out that cargo bay door.
Oh, you wanted the actual bay door open, not the cargo bay door. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yes, not the cargo bay door to here, but the cargo bay door that opens.
I completely misunderstood you. No problem at all. Okay, okay. It's interesting. Statistically speaking, I can't get rid of those certain bits on the map, but okay, that's fine. Okay, maybe I can. I'll just have to be a bit of.
Basically just looking at to vent all the atmosphere in the cargo bay.
Yep, no, I understand completely. I completely understand. I might be able to. I'm just causes me a certain bit of a problem. So I'm just trying to see if I can work out a way around it. Or we'll just have to say they're not there if this doesn't work. This might work. Just take me a little bit of time to delete stuff and then it won't be. It's not worth the hassle. Okay, yep. Basically, bay door has opened. So
anything, anything go out, Beulah?
Well, a fair bit of cargo crates and scientific-looking equipment flew out.
It was only supposed to open 10%.
Oh, only 10%. Yes, you just wanted the air out, didn't you? Yeah, that makes life easier. Okay, so basically, the detritus and cargo and canisters and stuff will be all over the place, which they won't be where they are. They won't be where they are up against the wall. They'll be over the bay doors, but nothing big flies out now. In that case.
We do make sure that the wait for the oxygen to get all vented, and then I guess close it back up, but don't repressurize it.
Okay.
Well, we'll give it a couple minutes just to make sure anything in there suffers.
Yep, there we go. Let's just add some random broken computer detritus that may or may not have been stuff you wanted to access later on. I'll just dump it on the cargo bay. Okay, no problem at all.
And then what? Close the bay door and then open the main door, and we can go and have a look.
Well, actual fact, that's the only problem. Actually, the air, there's no way to get air back into there now. You sucked it out. Actually, short of opening the door to the south of you. To the south of that,
we've got spacesuits on, so it doesn't matter.
No, that's true. Because it does really matter where you're standing when the door opens, doesn't it?
Give it a little bit.
Well, Wave can shut that door behind her, and then
Okay, right. So basically, Aki smacks into there, Merlin smacks into there, and Wave smacks into there. Strength checks, please. From the three of you.
They didn't brace themselves?
Well, I did try and give them every opportunity. That's why they did.
Yeah, but I was getting Wave to shut the door behind us, and
yes, I know. Okay, so basically,
and then I was going to say I was going to get a rope. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you brace yourself. So basically, Merlin smacks into Aki, and you're able to grab him, and eventually the air pressure equalizes out. Although, as you can imagine, not that it matters for you guys because you're wearing spacesuits, the air's going to be very thin when you take the amount of air that was in the air you're into, the volume of the cargo bay area. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to go in.
Yeah, I'm going to be nice and say, because Aki was there, Merlin, you don't take any damage because you just bump into.
He clumped into the dwarf.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
All that stuff.
You'll find yourself in the cargo bay, and you can see all the stuff over the doors that got dragged there. Obviously, all this stuff over here, all this stuff over here, all this stuff over here, and all this stuff over there is basically either there or basically, in pieces around the open bay door area.
Okay, now looks like 2 eggs have hatched here. So I'm going to prod. I'm going to grab something off the floor and prod the plant in front of me.
The plant life does sort of recoil and flex slightly as you prod at it. As I say, obviously the fragment bits of the egg have flown out the airlock of the cargo bay door. The actual opened eggs seem to be stuck, being held fast by the interesting green slime. more disturbing are the two other large bulbous things behind.
Well, I've got
It
this
seems-
thing in my bag called a fragmentation grenade.
Well, we went back and got incendiary stuff out of our ship.
You did.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we went back.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch of fragmentation grenades here. That's what.
Yeah, I've got 4 of them. So we can. Do we want to do it now, or do we want to wait until it becomes a threat?
Guys, setting off explosives in a ship is not a good idea.
Yeah, but it's mostly a vacuum here, so most of the explosions are going to go inwards, rather.
Well,
I'm going to go
the
down here and have a
shockwave
look at
wouldn't
this
carry
door
as
here.
much.
While we're deciding on frag grenades, I'm going to go and have a look at this door.
Still have crap fly everywhere.
Oh, the engine room is unlocked.
Oh dear, that's a mistake, but okay. Give me a second then. Okay, that's absolutely fine. The engine room is unlocked. Okay.
And it looks like there's more of these things in there. And they kind of gather around the engine room console. I'm going to go forward and have a look around and see what I can see without, drawing too much attention to myself. But I see something disgusting. There's something in there. It doesn't look very nice. I'm going to fucking lob a grenade at it.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, first things first. I'm not going. I've got a Joker, but I'm not going on the 3 of cubs. Rafe, with the word of there's something disgusting in there. I'm lobbing a grenade. What do you want to do?
I'm going to. Well, I can move 8, so I'm going to move up next to Aki to see what the hell he's talking about. Okay.
It looks very present looking.
Wearing a very tattered looking and torn looking spacesuit. It seems to be sort of. Seems to be sort of sitting in front of the computer mainframe access panels, as it were, just staring at it. But then, obviously, when you opened the door to the room, it turned around to face you and points its arm at you with a strange red glowy thing at the end of it.
Okay, well, I still got 2 left on my move.
Yep.
Because I've got a pace of 8. And having Aki already said he was going to use a fragmentation grenade, I'm going to be 1 ahead of him because, well, I'm here.
So I just want to clarify this. I've accepted the move, but you can take it back. You want to move towards the 2 yellow pulsing things with disturbing movement coming in from inside them that look like eggs.
Well, I can move to the side of him.
Still puts you next to one of the eggs. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Doesn't
So
matter.
when the egg splits open and something lands on your face, don't blame me.
Okay, well, I'm not paying attention to them right now because I'm paying attention to the thing that had Aki worried.
You throw a fragmentation grenade. Okay, it's fairly accurate. It's going to do 18 points of damage. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we're going to spend a penny, obviously. And at this point, we're going to spend another penny. Okay, so the net result is basically the fragmentation grenade goes off, and it causes chaos. Fragments flying all over the place. All these smaller little round things bursting here, there, and everywhere. In addition, the fragmentations seem to fly all over the place, and there's smoke and sparks coming, and you hear basically it goes damage to central core. Damage to central core. Unable to complete mission. Failing. Failing. Cannot allow. Failing. Anyway, Merlin.
They're throwing grenades around. I don't like that they're throwing grenades around. It makes me nervous. I'm going to come stand over here, see if I can see what it is that they are.
Ah! Shit, I'm going to throw a grenade.
And then Waif did throw a grenade.
Yes, what you can see is the very damaged computer console behind it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to throw an up-powered bolt at whatever this thing is. Let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to do AP1 on it as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll do that. Magic missile. I will Benny that. Yeah, that's acceptable. If Benny that once. Of course, it didn't roll the extra die. There we go. So that's going to be 14 points AP2.
Okay. Why is that not doing what I want it to do? Why is that not doing what I want it to do? It's very frustrating that it's not doing what I want it to do. Hang on a second. It really isn't doing what I want it to do. Oh well, doesn't matter then. I was trying to be clever, but it's not going to let me do it. Basically, a light supposedly has come on from behind there. In the meantime, you have done 14 points of damage of AP2, which means its toughness is only 8. So you wound it. I don't have to spend a penny on that. Which I'm afraid it does hit it, but it doesn't appear to have slowed it down in any way, shape, or form. It's a bit worrying, really. This thing then basically swings at Waif. Hitting. Looks like it's a very powerful swing. Yeah, it really, it smashes that big huge left arm into Waif.
I'm going to try to take them both off real quick.
Yep, sure. So far, barely avoids the blow, but fortunately, ultimately, does avoid the blow, leaving a huge dent in that computer console behind it, destroying the console. Beulah's frantically trying to say something, but you can't hear it. The entire ship's starting to vibrate. Aki.
Okay.
Warning. Activated. Unable to disable. Fault.
Right, I'm targeting that, and I'm also where I throw this blast template is gonna be a go on blast template draw. Well, it's not dropping a blast template for some reason. Anyway, so I want it to land and hit both them 2 eggplants as well. Grenade time. Yeah, I can't.
You do no medium burst template's going to basically hit all of you.
Well, not if I move the move it over there a bit. That's slightly annoying. Why is my burst template not moving? Anyway, I want to move it so it's going to be away from us.
You've got to move the center dot, not the word MBT.
Yeah. Well, the center dot wasn't lighting up. There, I'm going to lob it like that. So it's going to bounce off the wall and then land behind the monster, and then.
So you want it to bounce off the wall, land behind the monster, so it detonates, hitting the monster, the 2 egg things, the computer terminal, and the engines. Okay. Well, the computer core, I should say.
Well, okay, I'm going to get it more. I'm going to more precisely. I'm going to go there a little bit and make sure it's not getting onto Wave's token.
Okay.
I'll
Go for it.
get.
So
I'll
you're
get
just
at least
basically
one of the
trying-
eggs anyway.
Well, no, I mean, by all means, hit it there. But what I'm trying to say is, anything back there is the computer. But that's fine. Go for it. Throw it. If you shout grenade, Wave will get a chance
Oh,
to.
bollocks!
Okay, that changes everything because you fumble it.
Son of a bitch.
You still actually target everything you wanted to target.
And then I just swallow the grenade.
Okay.
Grenade! I'm going to jump on the grenade and take a wound to my stomach. Yeah.
Well, no, it's basically you throw it. Unfortunately, because you're standing in the doorway, it hits the top of the doorway, lands at your feet, and explodes. Do you really want to dive on top of it? I will allow that if you want to.
Yeah, I'll try and save my teammates. Yeah.
Okey
Hopefully my
dokey.
thermal plating kicks in.
Okay, in that case, yeah, you literally dive on top of the grenade as it lands at your
Yeah,
feet.
just like top secret grenade. Just jump on the grenade, and it kills everyone in the room apart from me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. It was funny. Where are they taking him? They're not taking him anywhere. Roll the damage for the fragmentation grenade.
I bet. Yeah, look, 2 6s, 3 6s. Fuck off.
Okay, I'm afraid obviously landing on the grenade does do unpleasant things, so I'm afraid you take 50 points of damage.
Oh, hang on a second. I've got this card here. It's better you than me. Oh, he's not. No, the only one I can put it onto is Waif. I can't put 4 wounds on Waif. That'd be mean.
What's the actual card say?
It's when your hero's been hit by an attack and there is another character within 5 feet. Is he within 5 feet of me? He is within 5 feet of me, isn't he?
5 inches.
Yeah, 5 inches. He's within 5 inches, isn't he? I can put it onto him. This one.
The thing is, I'm not sure if that really works after a critical fail where you throw a hand grenade at your own feet. It does say friend or foe. Okay, so what I'm going to say is because you've got the card, we'll treat it as dumb luck. Therefore, you do not take 50 points of heavy weapon damage as you land on the hand grenade. You are able to kick the hand grenade to him. He takes 3 wounds. Because you have the card, I'm going to allow it. Do you know what I mean?
That critical. He soaked it, didn't he? The son of a bitch.
But you didn't just take 50 points of damage.
Yeah, that's lucky, really.
Yeah, I'm going
It's exactly like the movie. The grenade come out of the ground underneath him, but he dodged it as well. Yeah, okay.
So obviously, what happens is you kick the grenade, and it basically. The logical thing to say actually is you throw the grenade. I'm going to say the retcon of this is going to be you throw the grenade, it lands at your feet. You think as you go to dive on it, it suddenly occurs to you that you can probably just push it across the floor. You push it across the floor. You watch it bounce across, waiting for it to go off at any time. It lands at that creature's feet and just goes. It was a dud. Donahue.
Okay. All right. This is probably not an extra, so that won't do any good.
Sometimes I get dizzy up at this height, flying over the city like this. Who you hit with your heavy pistol. However, I was about to say you don't do anything, but you do. Your bullet shakes it. Second round. Waif.
I'm gonna push out past
Aki.
Eki, and then I'm gonna toss another grenade. I'm gonna make
Hey,
sure
go
I
for
get.
it.
So it's the medium burst template still.
It is. Well, I'm safely going to say the computer's not a problem anymore.
Yeah, well, the computer was a problem. We were trying to get rid of it, so and we don't really need this spaceship, do we?
Well, you did need the computer to get the data off it.
Redo.
This was how you would have got up. Well, actually, you could probably go to the bridge to get those.
Oh, I'm gonna miss twice. I'm backing up.
Okay. Deviation time. 8 o'clock. Yeah, okay, actually, it's going to bounce off the wall and still go off there. Well, actually, 8 inches. So you were aiming there. It's going to bounce off the wall. It's going to go there. Then I'm going to say, for argument's sake, it's going to bounce as much back as it can. It can only bounce back only half the distance. So I'm going to be, ultimately, I'm just going to be evil and say it ends up there.
Excellent. So the eggs are going to get deployed, and I'm still lying on the floor, and I should take half damage.
I'm going to say that basically, so you were still in the. So basically, Waif, Donahue, and Aki, you get to make evasion rolls because you do know it's a hand grenade because you guys have been throwing grenades and you saw Waif throw it and you saw it bounce and roll across the floor. So I will give you evasion rolls to avoid the area of effect template.
Was that athletics? Agility?
Agility -2 is an evasion roll.
Take 2 off there.
Since I'm mostly not in the circle, can I just make straight agility?
I thought
technically the evasion roll is.
I thought I backed up before I threw it.
Well, you backed up to the doorway to throw it, didn't you? And then you backed up. So I'm just.
Okay. Oh, with the -2, I just failed that, and if I'm gonna have to use one last penny, it's gonna have to be on soaking. So.
Okay. Technically speaking, the if we take it as most literal, the hand grenade lands there and goes off, and you're caught by the blast template. So it is an evasion roll to avoid it if you know it's coming, which you do, which you make. Look at that, no problem at all. So the only one who actually takes damage out of that is Wave. So roll the damage because it does still hit your original target, so it will take damage. Actually, the computer's going to survive that one, so that's okay.
Nice roll.
Okay, so that's 2.
That's
8.
That's hit you.
That's 2. That's basically 2 wounds on you. I'm afraid as you get caught in the blast as the grenade bounces back. The eggs explode, which means I can turn off the engine room lights because they no longer glow. The bio horror will basically attempt to soak and succeed in soaking one of the 2 wounds. And it's basically got it's also but it's also the grenade does damage it, so it has got busted strength there. Well, if you try to soak as well,
I'll have a look after the game.
I'll use my
Stick it in your room. I don't think it's plain stuff. Yes, I'll stick it in your room.
Nope.
Okay, I'm afraid you take damage as well. Oops, it was. It's a rate of roll. It's rolled injury, isn't it? That's interesting. That didn't do what I expected it to do. Where's the table? To do it the other way. Injury table. Okay, so unfortunately, from your perspective, the blast break causes you to suffer some broken ribs. So as well as the 2 wounds, you suffer an agility effect. But the bio horror, you did wound it, and it has suffered. It suffered. It basically shredded some of its musculature, so it's got reduced strength, as it's got busted guts as well. You've got broken guts. It's got busted guts, apparently. Mr. Donahue, sir.
It is wounded.
Going for a P.
I'll try for a. Does it seem to have a head?
Yes. Looking at it, yes, it does. I mean,
Alright.
what's the captain?
Normal -4, or is that head bigger than normal?
Oh, it's all in relation, isn't it? So it's normal -4, a cool shot to a head.
Alright, Smart Link will take that to a -2.
Yep. Go for it.
I will Benny that.
Please do.
One more time.
Okay. Third time's the charm, I'm sure.
No.
Oh, look at that. 4, 4, and 4. No, I mean, you basically, it's moving too fast. You can't get a good shot at it.
On this automatic rifle I've got, how many rate of fire 3? What does that mean? Is that the max? What's the maximum amount of things I can do? Can I like do 6? I do 6 times and use 50 ammo. Or no, he's got 30 ammo, so can I use like 4 times or something?
Well, rate of fire 3 means you can as a single action you can fire it on full auto, which counts as 3 shots. However, they increase the amount of bullets it uses.
So it's 10. So the maximum I can do is the #3 on it, isn't it?
You can never do
recoil penalty.
I don't get that.
You also have a recoil penalty of -2, but it'll basically roll.
Yeah, but I've got the edge that gives you no recoil penalty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then
I can't remember where it is.
Die in a wild die.
Okay, I'm just going to shoot him. I'm going to try. I'll do 1 shot
Rate
with
of
3
fire.
attacks.
See ranged weapons for more details, because it used to be 9 bullets, but they changed it.
It's 10 ammo. When you set it to thing, it does it automatically. That's 1 hit, 2, 3 hits.
Yep. That really ought to be a link, Mr. Aki. Not Mr. Aki, Mr. Akil, I should say.
Yeah, there's a few things that are missing from the SWADE menu, like the edges and hindrances summaries. You can have a quick look at what they do.
Well, that is ironically a change of the core rule set, because when you used to list the edges, all the summary text is actually in the edges. It just isn't displayed anymore.
Yeah, but you need the summary thing is like if you're looking up edges, you want to. It's just like a table with all the.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. Once upon a time, when you went to edges, it would show you there was an option to show the short description, but that got taken away. It was actually, you know what I mean? Every edge has got it programmed in. It's just the bloody thing doesn't. They changed something, so it doesn't show up anymore. I'm not talking about a kill. They changed something.
Yeah.
I see. Ranged weapons. Where is rate of fire? I'm just curious now. I'm not gonna. Okay, so you cause multiple wounds upon it. I've got 2 bennies left, so I can attempt to soak the first one. I'll attempt to soak the second one, but I can't do anything about the third one. So the net result is it's shaken and on 2 wounds after you unload full auto into it. But I think you could have done more, is what I'm trying to say.
What, rate of fire 4 or something?
No, you can't increase the rate of fire, but rate of fire 3 means as a single action you can fire 3 times.
Yeah, that was so I could have done multiple actions, couldn't I? But I mean, 3 wounds is quite good. Is he still not dead?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is rate of fire 3 costs 10 bullets. So if you have a clip of 30 rounds in your assault rifle, you can take a 3 action multi-action, and what are tokens unlocked? What I'm trying to say is you could have done 9 shots.
Yeah, if I'd have done the multi-action thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But then that would have been big penalties as well, wouldn't it? So rather than get
it would have been, but yeah. Okay. Anyway, this thing's not very happy. And
I was actually going to move after I finished my Which
Will
is
be my
why
guess.
my token was flapping around. But I'm trying to
That's okay.
go around here.
Difficult. It's all difficult terrain in there, but yeah, that's about the only thing that will work. Anyway, it's going to follow you because you did just wound it.
It's so mean. But that because his attention's focused on me now. The funny
He
looking
hits you.
bod.
He's reduced strength. He doesn't hurt you. Merlin.
Will you guys stop throwing grenades?
That was bullets.
I will step to the other side of the door, which should give me line of sight again, and I will throw another boosted. Yeah. I think this time I'm going to go ahead and give it AP4 though.
So let me get this straight. After telling them to stop throwing grenades, you're casting an armor-piercing magical bolt that can probably penetrate the bulkheads of the ship.
Yeah, but it'll be
Yeah.
a hole, not a wall.
I know.
Like a micrometeor that makes the whole ship suddenly into a vacuum.
Yeah. I do reckon we can't really. There's an issue of going too fast, isn't there, without some sort of shielding from that sort of stuff? Because if you could even get a ship up to light speed, a piece of dust will punch a hole through the entire ship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what the frontal array is on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Pushes all the crap
You
out
shake
of the way.
it.
All I can do is shake it. Well.
Oh, hang on. Whoa.
AP4,
You said AP4, didn't you? Yeah, you did say AP4. So the first shot shook it. The second shot still only shook it. You reduce its toughness to 8 with armor piercing. So you were 1 point short of a wound on the second one with that 11.
Oh, was I? Okay, yeah.
But you did shake it. And it is wounded. And it's Donahue's go.
Okay. I'll move in and over that way to the computer
35 seconds to... Sorry, 3 minutes to impact. Error.
Okay, can we get
Vibrating. The ship
Bueller
is
on our
continued.
intercoms?
Not at the moment, no. There seems to be an issue.
Since the console's been shredded, I'm going to try and wire...
Only one grenade in the end. Only one grenade's hit it, so that hence the fact there is damage to it, but it's not destroyed.
All right, then I will start working on it.
Yep, you can start downloading the data. Yep, by all means, plug in and have a look. See. So just a straightforward. I'll be nice. Give you a straightforward hacking roll, depending how well you roll. Depends on how much info I feel like giving. Okay, so it's quite straightforward. It would appear that basically the fragmentation grenade has damaged when the first fragmentation grenade was thrown. Not only did it damage this console, but it also damaged the engine, which is literally just behind that bulkhead there, and you can see bits of it sparking. And the engines have ignited. They're throwing the ship out of lunar orbit, and it is plummeting down towards the moon.
Excellent.
Anyway, you're able to start retrieving the data. It will take about 2. It'll take it's very not a lot. You don't need to bring out too much. It seems to be encrypted with some.
I don't care.
The phrase. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is basically you won't be able to decrypt it. It's not something you can peruse. They've obviously got some personalized stuff. In fact, all you see as it's coming down is basically every data packet as it gets copied across is being reported as property of Arasaki as you download it. Aki.
Well, I can't shoot him because he's got his parry's going to probably block it. But I mean, I can try and shoot him.
Certainly try.
I'm going to try and shoot him again. Actually, I'm just going to do the whole multi-action. Okay, I'm going to go for it and just see what happens.
But don't forget, you've only got 20 bullets left in your gun.
Which would be then 20. Which would be to say two actions would do it then.
Yeah, 2 actions would do it. Yes.
Martha Clark Kent.
Well, roll the others 3. Okay.
Oh, you. Okay, and then the other 3. No. Okay.
But it looks very impressive as you unload a full clip into the thing. The bullet, I mean, the bullets are hitting everywhere, but it's obviously, it's bio armor. It's just obviously
Waif is no
impressive.
longer shaken.
No, Waif, I think Waif successfully unshook. The reason I put him there was so if they want to throw hand grenades, it's very hard now not to hit you. Waif,
Okay,
you've got some busted ribs.
Yeah, it's on. I've got some busted ribs, but it's still on its feet. So I'm gonna step to the door. I'm not gonna do another grenade. I'm gonna use my Arasaki pistol.
Okay.
It's got armor piercing. Not today.
Okay.
I'm going to stick my tongue at it and call him names.
Okay. It doesn't seem to understand as it tries to pummel you into the ground. Missing. Merlin.
Well, I'm gonna throw another massive bolt at it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can throw another AP4 bolt at it. So let's try that. Oh!
That's not good.
I think I take a point of fatigue for that.
I was just checking. Yeah, mages. Oh, it's just the same as it's the standard mage, isn't it? It's standard Savage Swade rules for that one. So backlash. Unless I want to be real evil and give you dynamic backlash. Okay, critical failure results in fatigue that works well in traditional fantasy settings. Well, magic is common. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about dynamic backlash. So that could be quite unpleasant. So yeah, you take a point of fatigue. You want you want dynamic backlash? Okay.
One is kind of a strong term, but
okay. The power fails, but the power points allocated are spent along with 4 additional power points. Ouch.
Which means I'm at 0 points.
Okay, but you're not fatigued.
No,
I suppose.
I'm at 1 point. I'm at 1 point.
But you're not fatigued. Okay. Next round. You get to go first, Merlin. Mr. Donahue. Something you see. Obviously, because you're patched in, you're able to interpret it. But basically, you hear, "Computer, disengage engines," and the computer replies, "I'm sorry, I'm able to disengage engines."
Sorry, I just
That's okay. Basically, as you're jacked in downloading the data, you become aware that there's a conversation going on. Somebody just told the computer to disengage engines, and the computer's said, "I'm sorry, Captain. I forgot to say, Captain. I'm sorry, Captain. I cannot disengage engines." Because of your hacking role, you got the 9 earlier. You are able to identify the instruction came from the bridge.
All right.
Anyway,
open a voice.
That was just that's in the main thing. You can do that, of course. In the meantime, we'll see what Merlin's up to.
Well,
somebody else's initiative.
Drop a Benny to get himself some power points back, and I will try and shoot this thing again. This time I'm just going to make it a power AP2.
Okay.
Oops,
wait, instead of spending that Benny, I got a better for you.
Oh, okay. I'll give Merlin his Benny back.
You haven't used an adventure card yet, have you, Merlin?
I have not. No.
There.
You'll have to use whatever the card is before you can, or you can still spend the Benny again. Obviously, just drop the Benny in chat to get your power points back that way. I'll give you your Benny back. Oh yeah! Did you just give him power surge? Nice. Very nice. Okay, Merlin. I'll give you your Benny back, so you just get all your power points back, and then you cast Magic Missile on the guy. And I'm out of bennies, so you incapacitate him with the power surge that you suddenly feel flowing through you. He drops to the ground, and as he lies there, you can see that his tattered spacesuit shows the name. I forgot what I called him now. Narvik Anderson, wasn't it? It appears to be what it appears you have killed the captain.
I'm going to see if I can repair the engine quickly. Well, not quickly, but I'm going to have to go out and fixing the engine.
Okay. Well, combat for all intents and purposes is over, so I'm going to unlock the tokens.
Donahue, did you tell us that somebody's done something from the
Whoops,
bridge?
I didn't mean to do that.
Not yet.
No, Donahue was about to investigate. Now he can, because obviously we're out of combat.
I will try and open up a channel to the bridge to see who's there.
Okay. I shall look to that. Aki, you ascertain that the damage to the engines weren't in a very good state of repair to begin with, and unfortunately, the fragmentation grenade seems to have done some very interesting damage to it. You reckon you can repair it? Probably take about 45 minutes. Warning: impact in 25 minutes. Error. Beulah comes online. You finally get a crackled message from Beulah, basically saying, "Repeat. This is Beulah trying to communicate. What's going on? The ship disconnected and started accelerating to the moon. I'm trying to catch you up. I will update you shortly." Hello. You hear of basically Donahue. You get a response. Greetings. You are not the captain. The captain is no longer talking to me. Will you be my friend?
For a little bit. Does it sound like the AI?
It does, but it is. But you also get the distinct impression it isn't. It just seems that it may be using the AI's voice to communicate with you. Know what I mean? Subroutines to communicate with you or something. Or maybe it's just mimicking it. You're not sure what. It does. The idea is yes, it's meant to be disturbingly like the computer, but you get the impression it's not the AI.
What control do I have over the engines?
None at all. They appear to be stuck on basically accelerate. I mean, the only thing you could do is basically cut the engines, I suppose. But that's about it.
So I can't direct the ship at all?
No. Do a piloting roll for Beulah to see how he's doing.
Okay. In which case, I want to shut down the AI.
Please, do not switch me off. I wish to complete my mission.
Your mission has been completed as much as possible. I'm granting you mercy.
Have I completed mission to satisfaction? I wish to ensure that everything was satisfactory and that you are happy with my function.
I am sure that Arasaki will be greatly satisfied with your achievements.
It is always a pleasure to interface with humans going offline. Computer, where are you, computer? Computer, why are you not responding?
I killed the computer.
Oh yeah, no, I know. This is the other voice.
No, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, you say you killed the computer. Sorry, I misunderstood.
I'm literally shooting into like the server, the data cubes, all of that. I am shooting into it and destroying it.
Okay, no problem. I think it does it like this. Yes. Oh, here it is. Accessing medical bay logs. Over to you guys.
After it's downloaded the configuration, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, anything. Obviously, because the computer's down, nothing's being broadcast around the ship. Medical bay door unlocked. Medical officer is now accessible. If you want to pass that on, it's up to you. Anyway, what does everyone else want to do?
We're making a hasty exit, guys. Head for Aki, is there anything that can be done to make sure that the engine cannot be screwed with?
The engine's fired. It's it's basically the engine's on full burn basically. I think we lost Aki there. He seems to have disappeared.
I fucking muted my mic. Yeah, is there no way of like just shutting the engine down? Could I not pull the fuel pumps?
You could probably disable the engine. Yes.
So how long would that take? We need to be
Couple of minutes.
Okay, so let's have a go at that, and then we can maybe get Bueller to dock alongside us at high speed, check out his piloting skills, isn't it?
Which direction is the ship accelerating?
Towards the moon.
Let it accelerate. It's just time for us to get off.
Yeah, but if it's accelerating, it's harder for Bueller to match orbits with it or match.
All we have to do is jump off. Our suits have got some
Yeah, we're going out through the cargo bay doors, not back to the airlock.
All right, okay. Then let's just go through the cargo bay doors then and go for it, innit? If you don't want to, I mean, I'll try and shut the engine down, but or at least pull the plug.
Bother. If you've got the data that you need, then it's time to go.
Okay.
The ship is not safe to salvage.
Yeah, and who's the guy on the? Yeah, it isn't safe to salvage. Someone's gonna. Maybe we should throw a few more grenades in it, just to blow up some of these plants because they don't look very good. But yeah. And we need to get Waif out as well because she's wounded.
Waif's heading back to the airlock. It looks like so. Right.
Nope, don't. We're leaving this through this door here.
I haven't gone that far, so.
Do you want to meet the medical officer?
Nope, I do not want to meet whatever was in medical. So we are leaving through this door.
Okie dokie. I would point out that finally jumping out of the air. I will point out that if you go out through the bay door, you will leave the ship and carry on traveling to the moon at the same velocity as the ship. And of course, you are a downside harder to spot than a ship.
Nope.
Yes. However,
well, the bay door is open. Bulla needs to orientate towards the bay doors and open up cargo or something. We're going to jump from one ship to the other.
Yeah, well, he's right though. We're accelerating at the same speed as the ship is, and we're going to jump out and we're tiny little specks. We need to... Yeah. Who's got a cunning plan? We got thrusters on our spacesuits? Because I don't think we have.
Which is why Bulla needs to get over by the bay doors.
You will have thrusters on your spacesuits if it says they do in the description in the gear. Mind you, is there any gear on the spacesuits actually?
There's only chem suits, isn't there?
Yeah. Items. Let's see. I'm going to put in spacesuit and see what I get. I get nothing.
Yeah, the only thing comes up is a chem suit. The only suits there.
Okay, hang on a second. Modules. I'm going to be genuinely very nice here. I'm going to load the player's guide to 2095 up because I know that's got spacesuits in it. Just takes a while to load. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum-dum. There we go. Let's go back into items. My space. There were no spacesuits. I'm sure he had spacesuits. Give you suits, hazmat suits, medium barrier suits, crash suits, gecko suits. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's have some. Okay. Donahue. Yes.
Good night, dude.
No. Aki? No. Waif? Yes. Oh, I decided it was 50-50 because there's going to be 2 mugs of suit. You weren't necessarily thinking about whether you needed it or not, and you didn't have a choice. It's just who grabbed what suit. So Donahue and Waif have spacesuits with EVA attachments. Merlin and Aki do not. However, trying to slow yourself down from acceleration speed to the moon could be problematic. However, we'll see what happens. Okay, so basically, Beulah's going to make. Okay, Beulah is.
Beulah's supposed to navigate the ship over by the bay doors, and we're gonna jump from our ship to this ship to that ship.
Okie dokie. How good are your strength rolls? Or your athletics rolls? Okay. I've seen Gravity. I know what happens. Okay, so no problem at all. So you basically open the bay door. Obviously, all the stuff in the cargo bay, which I do believe is that lot, goes flying out the cargo bay door. And then you jump out.
I grab Merlin, and I have Waif's conscious, right?
Waif is conscious.
Waif's got thrusters as well. Yeah.
With Aki.
Yeah. So basically, if you've got thrusters, you get a +2 modifier on your athletics roll, which reduces the penalty to -2. Merlin successfully jumps out the spaceship with a -4 on his athletics and successfully grabs hold of something on your ship that stops him. Because obviously what happens is you jump out, your 2 ships are going at the same speed. You jump out the ship, you fly across, you bounce off that ship, and then you're just going to fly it off. Fortunately, Merlin grabs hold of something and is successful. Waif successfully is the same thing. Aki attempts to use pure strength to grab hold of something, bounces off, and is now heading out to space. Donahue. If you get a nice athletics roll, you can grab Aki on the way in, which you do. Okay, and now you just need to basically you get an athletics on -2 to navigate yourself back to the other spaceship. That includes the thruster bonus, you see. So you grab hold of Aki as he bounces off the spaceship into deep space. And now just one more athletics roll at -2 to successfully save the 2 of you.
Yeah.
I think that's a sensible use of conviction at that point. That didn't roll your conviction die. Go on. At least I didn't see it roll it.
I think I might have a bit of conviction here and all, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like I might die otherwise.
It's okay. He can now spend a penny to try again, and hopefully conviction will happen this time.
Well, didn't roll the. Okay.
You've got a 3, so spend your last penny and try again. Otherwise, someone might have to come and save you. That worked that time. I saw it work. There you go. Yeah. Very, very determined to not die in the vacuum of space when the air runs out in your spacesuits. You are able to grab hold of Aki and propel the 2 of you back towards the other ship. The 4 of you are able to navigate yourself towards the airlock and get yourselves inside. In the meantime, the 3 you're able to track the 3 Enterprise as it continues. It's no longer accelerate. Oh no, you didn't bother knobbling the engines, did you? It's accelerating dive into the moon. The resulting impact is underwhelming, really, but there's quite a big crater afterwards, and there's definitely nothing left of the ship. You know, it's not movie explosiveness. It's literally a crump, as it were, as it hits the moon. But you appear to have successfully retrieved the data and destroyed the ship. So, but you got the data, so you should be okay. And you,
head down to the crater and we got some kind of plasma flame engines.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn everything off so you can appreciate what you did go and visit up in the bridge. Oh,
I was gonna say, go down and make sure that crater is sterilized with our engines.
Wow. Yeah. So there was some nice stuff on this ship. It's beautiful. Yeah.
you didn't meet the medical officer.
Oh, he did. He looks very proby. Yeah. He'd have gone, would
Yeah.
you like me to
And then-
probe you?
And then the bridge, they could see there's a brain up in the bridge. So basically, yeah. Anyway, that's by the by. Congratulations, you successfully achieve all your objectives, as it were, and therefore are I've just managed to phone Aki somehow, and therefore are paid the agreed amount, which is not inconsiderable, and obviously will improve considerably your upstandingness everywhere. Arasaki also, thank you very much for solving the little issue. They don't explain exactly what was going on with anything like that, and they take the data off you to sweet. But congratulations.
Was I able to get to the med bay on our spaceship and patch myself?
Oh yeah,
up?
you'll be you'll be healed up by next time. Don't worry. In the meantime, having successfully completed 2 missions in 1 session, I think you are worthy of an advance. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that one.
This is very good.
Very much more about.
You know what I've
dealing with the
noticed that
computer than
we've
anything
stopped
changed.
doing is we've stopped doing tests and stuff on the monsters. We used to be doing tests and making them distracted and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I increased my shooting so it's not as likely to shoot one of you by accident.
But yeah, I shall obviously I'll leave FantasyGrounds up for anyone who wants to do the advances now, or just remember you got them next time. Hope you enjoyed that one. I shall have a plan of attack for a fortnight's time, and we're not for the next game, and I hope well, it looks like we're down to the 4 of us now, so I shall make sure I scope things a little more towards you, the remaining 4. But I hope you enjoyed it as always. I always do. You guys always make me smile. Right, I think that's everything I've got to say. Other than we're probably actually going to start Skins or Murders on Tuesday, as we finally, depending how long it takes them to finish the final part of Bird Offerings, and we've got a Savage one shot coming up, but that's not till next month, October the 9th, apparently. I think I've found a doozy of an adventure for that one. It will be a one shot, probably setting independent, but probably although it's a bit early for Halloween, it will obviously sort of be in a sort of Halloween-esque theme, I think, for Saturday the 9th of October. We'll see what happens when we get a bit closer. Either that or I write Scooby-Doo 3. I haven't decided yet. I haven't done a Scooby-Doo in years.
Scooby-Doo?
They're usually better. They're usually better when you for a booked one when you know how many players you're going to get, if that makes sense. But so I probably won't do Scooby-Doo. I'll probably save that for the next FGCon and just do my science fiction horror one instead. They nearly got played today, and then I decided to save it for that instead. So thanks very much, guys, as always, and speak to you guys soon, hopefully.
Cheers, mate.
Always.
Your letter.
And as always, you can always nab me on Discord if you need me. But thanks very much. See you later.
My advances were preset. I increased my strength, so my damage on my beating people up is like it wasn't enough before. I got to be able to just.
Now you can just kill him with one finger. Yeah.
Indeed.
Blow on
No worries. Right. Oh, I thought that was a very too cool a map not to use, and I thought actually you've got the spaceship. Let's use it. It
was very good.
I didn't want to turn it into I didn't want it to be a proper aliens thing. I thought actually a 2001 mashup would be a little more interesting. So if it worked. Anyway, we'll leave you guys to it. Take care.
Well, we survived.
Right.
Yeah, we're not dead.
It's always a good day.
How long have we got till I can do a dungeon? 6 hours, bugger.
God damn that dungeon program.